Good afternoon and welcome to PlayOnSports.com's live coverage of softball in the Central Section. Jeff Kurtz alongside Greg Olivier. We are at the Division II Championship as Garces taking on Hanford West in what should be an outstanding matchup today. We are just underway here at Hanford West High School. And we'll turn it over to Greg to give you the starting lineup first for batting for Garces.
Good afternoon. Batting for Garces, number 10, Maggie Areola, leading off. Number 2, batter, Jenna Gorman. Number 3, Rachel Metzger, followed by Nays Ube, batting the 4th slot. Cassie Handel batting 5th. Jillian Froelich batting 6th. Taylor Hughes, followed by Haley Witt, followed by Alyssa Monet Garcia, and Brianna Bradford for Garces Huskies. Garces Rams.
And we will get you Hanford's defensive alignment in just a moment, folks. There's a 3-0 count here on our leadoff batter. And there's a strike in the outside corner, and that'll make it 3-1.
Good pitch there. She seems like she just had to settle down. When you get into these championship games, it does take a little bit of time to settle down and find your rhythm here in the circle.
(3-1) the count, the delivery. That's going to be a little low. Excuse me. That's going to probably take it full.
Full count.
Folks, apologies for the rough start there, but we're just getting ourselves set up here and underway from Hanford West High School.
Now, Maggie Areola, the leadoff batter here, needs to just be patient here, see a pitch that maybe she could do something with.
That one's going to be low. She's going to take it for a walk.
Good eye. Something low, away, not in the zone, nothing that she was looking for to hit. Take her walk and get that leadoff runner on base. That's very, very key here for Garces.
And the number 2 hitter in the order, Jenna Gorman, is going to come to the plate. And a bunt is going to be laid down under the glove of the pitcher, and everyone's going to be safe. Here's a play at third. It's going to be thrown away. And hustling home, here comes Garces, the throw to the plate. Safe, and everyone moves up, and we got a runner at third in Gorman.
Tough play for the pitcher, Sadie Patlin. It just rolled right under her glove. She never had a chance, and then wasn't able to recover and to make any kind of play.
And then it just turned into errors all around, so Areola comes in to score. She's the first runner of the game as we've got an infield single that turns into runs for Garces. And the Rams are on the board with a runner at third base.
Yeah, it looks like the infield just comes together to just settle down Sadie Patlin here, number 30 in the circle. Knock off the dust. It's okay. We're still in the first inning. Let's go ahead and just get some outs here.
A lot of activity for Garces here early. And now the number 3 hitter, Rachel Metzger. First pitch to Metzger is going to be low and in, ball 1.
Sadie looks a little bit low on all of her pitches now, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. When you pitch low, you usually stay out of trouble. The only problem, though, is you do have to come up every once in a while just to show a strike so that you can get these batters swinging at pitches.
This one is going to be on the inside corner for strike 1. Runner at third, already a run home for Garces in this winner-take-all championship. We were up in the Sac Joaquin section yesterday. It was a double elimination in the finals. Here in the Central section, we're playing one for all the marbles. The 1-1 pitch. Low and in, 2-1.
Good eye by Rachel Metzger. She's really just going to seem like she's just going to take until she sees something that she likes. Rachel Metzger is the catcher for Garces Rams, and she has verbally committed to Kentucky, even though being just a junior.
It's pretty impressive. She's going to lift one well foul. Look at the hook on that thing. It's going to end up in the tennis courts beyond the third base line.
Yeah, good job releasing her hips, though, just to get around on that fastball. When you open up your hips and allow your hips to come through, it just sets up a nice hitting base and allows you to drive the ball instead of just poke at it.
Patlin throwing to McKenna Young behind the plate. Around the infield, Aaliyah Barraza over at first base. Second baseman is Demi Balbina. As we have a ball, the count goes full. The shortstop is Carson Guzman, third baseman, Jade Darpley. And we'll get you your outfield in just a moment, folks, after this 3-2 pitch. Coming up here from Patlin. The delivery is going to hit Metzger on the knee. And she is going to take a slow walk down to first base and limping a little bit. And we will take that quick moment while we have a break in the action to let you know about the outfield for Hanford. Hanford West, that is. In right field, Taylor Fulford. In center field is Jordan Matheny. And Kristen Heffley is in right. And Hanford West trying to collect themselves as we're going to have a courtesy runner for Garces. Coming in is going to be Bree Bonkowski. Bonkowski is going to come in and run for Metzger.
Yeah, Metzger took that right on the inside knee. That's not a pleasant place to take a softball or any pitch
or a
ball,
baseball.
for that matter.
I don't know if there's even your little 3-year-old brother hitting you in the knee isn't very pleasant either. So meanwhile, Patlin is going to try to get herself reset here as a conference on the inside the circle with the infield and the catcher for Hanford West, and trotting back behind the plate is Young. So runners at the corners, nobody out, and 1 run already home for the Rams here in the top of the first inning. And Nays Ube is the batter. Ube now calls for time. And then the pitch, time wasn't granted, but she takes outside ball 1.
And Bree Bonkowski, sorry, I don't get that. Bree.
Well, we'll get that nailed down, folks. Bonkowski over at first took second. So now we got runners at second and third as Hanford West content to let her advance. And this one's going to be popped in the air and into foul territory, out of play. Good hustle by the third baseman, Darpley. But the count now 1-1.
Yeah, we got Ube batting .299 on the season with 87 at-bats. She has 26 hits. Wow. She's middle of the pack on the team with 26 hits. She does have 12 RBIs, 6 doubles, and 2 home runs. So she has shown the ability to turn on a pitch here.
Patlin goes off speed, Greg, on that one, and the ball low, 2-1. Well, anything in the air here on the part of Ube is likely to bring in a run. The outfield at medium depth, huge gap in right center. Here's the pitch to Ube. That's low and in, 3-1.
Ube seems really comfortable for only being a freshman in the batter's box right now. Not really fazed by anything that Sadie's throwing her. So I would think she's looking fastball here at 3-1, something to drive into the outfield, like you said, sacrifice fly to score the run.
A hitter's count with runners at second and third. She's going to drop a bunt down that's going to roll foul. And the count will move full.
Good idea. The third baseman was playing back. She really wasn't playing up in the box. So good idea by Ube to lay one down, maybe catch the third baseman napping.
Yeah, and unexpected as well. You've got your cleanup hitter up there, Greg, with a 3-1 count with runners at second and third, and you're dropping a bunt down. Here's the pitch. And caught looking is Ube, and that is a big K right there from Patlin, the first out of the game.
Right on the outside corner. Great pitch. Really tough to do anything with that. So good job by Patlin to get herself one out now.
Cassie Handel is now the batter. Handel, the starting pitcher for Garces in the game.
Kathy Handel's batting .415 with 34 RBIs, 10 doubles, 2 triples, and 3 home runs.
And she hits one to center. This is probably going to get a run in. Here's the throw to the plate. It's going to be offline, and scoring from third on the sacrifice fly is Gorman. And that'll give Garces a 2-0 lead. Nice job by the center fielder for the Huskies, Matheny, who ranged to her right to make that catch. But the RBI is in, and it's a 2-0 ball game.
Yeah, ranging to the right, and her throw took her up the line, so up to the right-hand side. So she might have just drifted with the ball, though. Good play, though, to get the second out of the inning.
2 down, 2 runs in. Runner at second base, and the batter is Julian Froelich. Froelich's going to take strike 1. Patlin looks like she settled down just a little bit after that strikeout.
Yeah, they're her pitches are all coming right in at the knees. It's really tough to get it, and it's right at the edge of the strike zone, so tough for hitters. Froelich is batting .385 with 25 RBIs, 6 doubles, and 8 home runs. So she's the power of this team.
That was a great changeup right there from Patlin and had Jillian Froelich completely fooled. And the count's 0-2.
Yeah, her front foot, all her weight was already transferred to her front foot. Even if she did hit that ball, it wasn't really going anywhere.
Wind is blowing from left to right, almost directly across the outfield. And yet in from left. So it's a swirling wind. Strike 3 called. Patlin settles in. She yields 2 runs but strikes out 2 of the last 3 hitters she faces. And we will go to the bottom of the first inning with the score Garces 2 and Hanford coming up. And we'll keep it right here, folks, on PlayOnSports.com. Thanks so much for joining us here on our website for today's on-demand coverage of the Division II Softball Championships from the Central Section. Jeff Kurtz alongside Greg Olivier, Justin Gorley providing all the video for you here today, folks. And as we're looking at this particular championship, let's look now at the Hanford West batting order and the Garces defense. It'll be Carson Guzman, the shortstop, batting first. Demi Balbina, the second baseman, will bat second in the order. McKenna Young is the catcher. She'll bat third. Jay Darpley is the third baseman, batting fourth. Jordan Matheny, the center fielder, who made that outstanding play on the sacrifice fly in the top of the first inning, she is batting fifth. Aaliyah Barraza, the first baseman, bats sixth in the order. Kristen Heffley, the right fielder, will bat seventh. Madison Garcia is your designated player. She is batting eighth in the order. And Taylor Fulford is the left fielder. She will bat ninth. And on the hill or the hill inside the circle, not much of a hill out there. We're used to baseball, but inside the circle for Garces will be Cassie Handel on the mound. She will be throwing behind the plate Rachel Metzger. Over at first base is Haley Witt. Your second baseman is Maggie Ariola. The shortstop is Jenna Gorman. Over at third base, Nays Ube. And then in the outfield, in left field is Jillian Froelich. Alyssa Monet Garcia is in center. And then Tyler Hughes is your designated player today. So in right field, we have to make that determination. We will find out for you really quickly who the right fielder is for Garces. And that is going to be Brianna Bradford. So Bradford is going to be in the field. Tyler Hughes hitting for her in the order. Whew. And we got that all handled, folks.
Okay.
The administrative work is done. The analysis begins. And let's see how Hanford West responds to Garces' 2 spot in the top half of the first inning.
Hanford needs to just come out and swing the bat. Relax. It's still early in the game. They're only down by 2 runs. They can make those up really quickly with the bats that they do have.
Here is Guzman, and she's going to take high for ball 1. The other thing as well is settling into a pitching rhythm and finding your release point if you are Handel. Patlin struggled with that a little bit early, and it cost her. We'll see how quickly Handel is able to get into a rhythm. Here's the pitch. How about on the second pitch of the game, right in the outside corner, 1-1.
Yeah, tough pitch to handle right there. I don't think Guzman was really looking for that. Guzman is batting .368 in the season with 5 RBIs, 4 doubles, 1 home run, and 2 sacrifices.
Well, she's going to rip one foul down the first base line on a rise ball, and the count is going to move to 1-2.
Tough position here as a batter. She throws an off-speed pitch, something similar to what Patlin threw at the second strike last inning. You could really see Guzman out on her front foot here.
This one is going to be right back up the middle, slow roller. The quick throw to second base. And out. What a great scoop by Ariola going to her backhand side. And then Haley Witt digs the short hop out and gets the first out of the inning.
Good defensive play. Good range there shown by the second baseman, Ariola. And yet a great play by the first baseman, Haley Witt, to dig that ball out. That's a tough ball to take, to scoop up and to handle. So great play there defensively by Garces.
Balbina is going to look at a ball on the offering from Handel, 1-0.
Balbina is batting .304 in the season with 3 RBIs and 3 doubles.
Hitting in the second spot in the order. She's not going to pile up the ribbies necessarily, but her job is to be a table setter and advance the leadoff runner if Guzman were to get on during the course of the game. The count even at 1-1.
And just be a really good contact here. This is what you typically want out of your two slot. Somebody that can put the ball in play, won't strike out.
Well, how about that? Right through the wickets down to third. That one was on top of Ube in a hurry.
She turned on that real well. I don't think Ube was really ready for that ball. Her glove seemed to get down after the ball went right between her legs.
I don't even know if you count that a hit or an error because she barely had time to react. I think you're right. The ball was through her legs before she could even get on top of that one. But the error is going to get the runner at first base with one down and the number 3 hitter up in the order for Hanford West.
You'll take that any way you can get it.
The batter is McKenna Young, the catcher. Young looks at strike one.
McKenna Young, only a sophomore. She's batting .389 on the season with 18 RBIs, 6 doubles, 3 triples, 2 home runs. So she has it all there. Good average, good power.
The wind is blowing in from left, and from center it's blowing to right. And this one's going to be driven to right field. It's going to fall for a base hit. Holding at second base will be Balbina. And Hanford West with a nice response here. Their first hit of the game. They've got runners at first and second base with one down.
And now your number 4 hitter coming up, Jade Darpley. Good position here, good RBI chance for Darpley here to cut that lead in half.
Well, Hanford West is putting pressure on the Garces defense. Matheny in the on-deck circle.
And what's good for Hanford West is they're putting the ball in play. It's not really any strikeouts or anything like that. They're putting bat on ball.
Here's a throw down to second base. Back easily is Balbina, who gets a little dirt on the jersey. That first pitch was a ball, 1-0. Our umpiring crew calls time. A 3-man crew for the softball championships. Home first and third. Runner at second base is Balbina. First base, McKenna Young. The 1-0 count on Darpley. That is driven to right field. It's heading for the gap. It's going to one-hop the wall. This is going to get at least 1 run in and maybe 2. Here comes Young to home. No throw, and we are tied. Actually, she missed home plate and went back and touched it. If they try to make a play at the plate, that might have been an out. But instead, a runner at second base, 2 runs in, and we are all knotted up at 2 here in the bottom of the first inning.
What a great piece of hitting there by Jade Darpley. She took that outside pitch, drove it into the gap at the 200 sign and had to roll all the way to the wall, pick up two RBIs and tie this game up with only 1 out here in the bottom of the inning.
Well, that's a pretty good response if you're a Hanford West fan.
Yeah, and that should help Sarah Patlin, too, be able to calm down now. She already struck out the last 2 batters that she faced, so when they go back out there on defense, now at least the score is tied up. Well, right now you have a runner in scoring position with only 1 out.
Yeah, I mean, worst case scenario for Patlin, it's like it's 0-0 and she's starting all over again. Healthy crowd is formed here at Hanford West High School for this championship game. This one's going to be low as showing bunt was Matheny. The runner stays at second base. Nobody was in motion on that particular pitch. So at softball, because the bases are so close together, it's almost like a safety squeeze at home plate in a baseball game. You just want to make sure that contact is made. Here's a swing and a miss on a rise ball, and the count evens at 1-1.
Yeah, here playing softball, it's very dangerous for those third basemen or third base persons.
Yeah, third baseman, yeah, they call it that.
It's just tough because you have to guard against that bunt, but if they do swing away and pull the ball, something similar to what Demi Balbina did.
Here's a bunt that's going to be bunted foul straight back.
You could be in danger, so.
The count is 1-2. That one there, Matheny dropped the bat head. And when you do that, you're going to pop it up. And fortunately, she popped it up foul. So still life with 1 down for Matheny. Barraza on deck.
Jordan, on time. Give us square, kid.
Here's the pitch from Handel. That one is off the hands, and it's going to be fouled away into the Garces fan base to the left.
Almost had a souvenir there.
Now, all balls are returned to the field of play. If they don't make that announcement at least at one point during the game, some enterprising 8-year-old will end up with a souvenir just like you said, Greg. Here's the pitch. Strike 3, caught looking is Matheny, and there's 2 down in the inning.
Yeah, I don't think Matheny was looking inside at all. That was a great pitch there by Cassie Handel. Just bust her in on the hands.
So
Good
Handels, yeah, exactly. Handel, their first strikeout of the game. Cassie Handel is going to deliver it here. A strike to Aaliyah Barraza.
She seems like she's calmed down now. She's throwing strikes. She's really low in the zone. She's like crossing right at the knees. Great pitches. Tough to handle as a batter.
Handel with a runner on second. Here's a bunt shown. Strike two taken by Barraza. So now she's in a hole 0-2. Well, you could almost say the same thing. Both pitchers struggling a little bit early, but settling down late in their first inning of work.
Yeah, and it's to be expected, especially
This one's fouled away.
at this level. Excuse me.
As nice bit of footwork by the first base coach for Hanford West, dodging that ball.
First base coach is Russ Heffley, the father of Kristen Heffley, the right fielder.
Still got the two-step going as here's a bouncer to the right side. The ball's going to be dropped, and we got an error, and now coming home, and the throw. Hanford West gets the run.
Great base running there by Jay Darpley to just keep running because you never know what's going to happen. Even the easy ground balls can be bobbled and errors can be made. So she just kept running and made it all the way around to score to give the Huskies a 3-2 lead here in the bottom of the first.
Unfortunate for Ariola. She just took her eye off it at that last possible moment and dropped the ball. Good base running, like you said, by Darpley, but then she was almost thrown out the plate. It probably should have slid there just to make it a little bit more certain, but she does get in ahead of the throw. So it's a 3-2 ball game. Hanford West with a lead, and the batter is Kristen Heffley. Her dad, as Greg mentioned a moment ago, coaching down at first base.
Yeah, I agree with you with the runner getting down and to slide just to avoid the tag or just to make it even that much tougher for the catcher to make a catch and then come all the way down and make a tag.
Count evens at 1-1. Heffley with a runner at first. 3 runs in. A nice response on the part of Hanford West in their half of the first inning. This is a swing and a miss and a fake throw down to first base. Barraza dives back in easily, and the count is 1-2.
Yeah, Heffley's batting .302 on the season with 11 RBIs, 3 doubles, and 1 sacrifice. Don't really want to see a sacrifice here with 2 outs, though. So
the 1-2 pitch. Rise ball. And a nice job by Heffley holding up on that one, and the count's even at 2-2.
Good eye. And that's the difference between baseball and softball. Softball, they throw the rise ball where it comes up and out of the zone, where in baseball, it just drops. So anything that's coming in is going to come.
That is right on the corner. Strike 3 called. And that will do it for the bottom of the first inning. But a great response on the part of Hanford West. They put up 3. They leave 1. We've completed 1 full inning here at Hanford West High School. And the score, 3-2. Huskies leading it over the Garces Rams.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here today? Tell your school to sign up for the Play on Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Jeff Kurtz alongside Greg Olivier. Greg, your impressions here through the first inning of play. It's been interesting to watch what's been going on out there on the diamond, and a lot more than I think you and I both expected as we were talking about this game coming down here before the first pitch.
Yeah, it's really fast-paced. This game is really, everybody's hitting the ball, a lot of contact, even though there have been 4 strikeouts. The defense is going to have to work today if they want to get a win. They have to make play air-free softball here in order to prevail.
Well, now as we look at the top of the second inning, it's going to be Tyler Hughes, Haley Witt, and Alyssa Monet Garcia, the 7, 8, 9 hitters in the order for Garces, who was out to a great start, but then gave it all back in their half, or in their defensive half of the first inning.
Yeah, now they're going to have to respond with the bats, though, and get right back on the board to at least tie this game up. You don't want to fall down too far behind in any game, especially when this short softball game, you fall down by too many runs, it's going to be hard to climb back up. So stepping into play is number 22, Taylor Hughes.
And Hughes is going to take strike 1. very quickly. Well, Mike D'Amato, the head coach for Garces, certainly cannot be pleased with the defense that he saw in the first inning, but hoping his offense at the bottom half of the order can bounce back here.
Yeah, he wants to see his bats come alive, especially in the bottom half of the lineup.
Well, that's a good way to start it. As on the second pitch that she sees, Hughes rips a single to right field and goes opposite.
Good job, especially with Sadie Patlin striking out the last two batters that she's faced, going outside, and just a great piece of hitting there by Taylor.
And Haley Witt is the batter.
Haley Witt made a great defensive play scoop over at first base in the bottom half of the first.
Yeah, it could have been worse for Garces if she doesn't make that great short hop grab on the throw from the second baseman. That was Ariola, who dove to her right, made a great catch, and then threw from her knee, and they were able to retire the leadoff hitter in the inning.
Yeah, Ariola is actually committed to go to Notre Dame next year. So being a senior, this is her last hurrah for Garces.
This pitch is outside, and the count evens at 1-1. After Witt is Monet Garcia in the on-deck circle, then back around to the top of the order for the Rams. The pitch from Patlin showing bunt. It's going to be bunted foul, and the count is going to be 1-2.
Ooh, those corners crashed really, really fast and to pounce on that bunted ball there.
Yeah, if you can get on top of it quickly, there might be a play you can make.
Yeah, with the bases only being 60 feet, though, your decision-making has to be so fast, especially for third or first on a bunted ball. You got to know where you're going to go with that ball as soon as you get it. Not a whole lot of time for error.
Patlin takes her time before stepping on the rubber. The pitch is going to be driven to left. That's a single. Everyone's going to move up. Wait, quick throw to second base. They almost get Hughes, but Hughes is safe at second, so 2 base hits to left field, and the batter is Monet Garcia.
Jade Darpley, I don't even think saw that ball at third base. It was already by her. She hit that ball so hard that by the time it was already by her, they still had a chance to get Tyler Hughes at second base with a throw from the outfield.
So Witt over at first. Hughes at second. The batter, Monet Garcia, the center fielder.
Monet Garcia is only a freshman, but Coach Mike D'Amato says she probably is the best center fielder in all the league.
This is a rise ball on a bunt attempt, and nice job by Monet Garcia. She pulls it back for ball 1. So once again, Patlin finds herself in a bit of a jam. Leadoff runners aboard for the second inning in a row for Garces, and now we've got a timeout as Coach D'Amato is talking to our home plate umpire. I think we're going to have a courtesy runner. Brianna Gonzalez is going to come in for
Tyler Hughes?
Hughes, yep, who's the designated player. So on to run is Brianna Gonzalez.
Good move there by Coach, putting a little more speed on the base pass for anything that's hit to the outfield to have her come around and try to score. Alyssa Monet Garcia is batting .326 on the season with 16 RBIs and 6 doubles.
The sacrifice bunt, she's going to be thrown out at first base. Everyone's going to move up. And there's 1 out in the inning, but runners at second and third.
Excellent bunt laid down, got the job done. Now you have 2 runners in scoring position with only 1 out.
1-4 on the putout. 1 down in the inning. We're back to the top of the order.
Right, with Maggie Ariola.
Ariola walked and scored in her first at-bat. Not an official at-bat. She's 0 for 0. Here's the pitch. Strike 1.
Good pitch.
I didn't even need the signal from the home plate umpire. That was right down the heart of the plate, Greg.
Yeah, that was a very good pitch. It looks like she took a little bit off of that pitch as well, and Maggie Ariola was not expecting that.
Infield is in, except at shortstop. The shortstop, Guzman, is back. The 0-1. That's hit right to Guzman, who's going to tag out the runner, come home and get a double play. No, they're going to say she missed the runner, going to third, but a great play. Guzman throws out Hughes at home, or excuse me, Gonzalez running for Hughes at home plate.
Yeah. Coach Jeff Harger is coming out to argue his case about the tag at short.
And Coach Harger is going to talk to the third base umpire. The first base umpire who was over in the hole made the call. And I don't know if Coach Harger is arguing, hey, the tag was made, or was the runner out of the baseline, but either way, satisfied with the explanation, though maybe not happy about it. But they get the lead runner. Nice play. The runner over at third base now is Witt. There are 2 outs in the inning, and reaching on the fielder's choice 6-2 on the putout is Areola.
Excellent play there by Carson Guzman. A way to be heads up. She missed, well, it looked like she got the tag, but she may have missed the tag according to the umpires. That's fine. She still kept her head in the game, though. Made a strike throw to the catcher to cut down the runner and keep the lead.
Here's the throw to second base, and it's going to get by, and a runner will score for Garces. Here's the throw to third. It's going to get by at third, and coming to the plate and scoring is Areola. So 2 runs in on 2 errors on the play by the Huskies.
Woo! A whole lot of action going on right there. Right field, the infield has come together to rally right now around.
That's what happened in the first inning, though. You've got a lot of activity, Greg, and defensive miscues hurting Hanford West.
Yeah, and just like that, the Rams take the lead again here in the top half of the second inning.
Bases are now empty. The count is 1-0, 2 down.
And looked like a really good throw by McKenna Young down to second base. Just up the line a little bit. Tough ball to handle for Guzman, though.
Count is 2-0. Well, not a bad idea to throw down to second base, because if you get the out, it's the area you're out of the inning.
Right, and that's why I was kind of surprised to see the runner take off there, especially with McKenna Young behind the plate. She has a really good arm. She's demonstrated that here today.
This one is lifted in the air to right center field. Coming over and making the catch is Kristen Heffley, and that ends the inning. But not before 2 more unearned runs, and we've completed 1.5 here at Hanford West. The score is Garces 4 and Hanford West 3.
Play on Sports will have live coverage of the Northern Section Track and Field Finals on Friday, May 24th. You can also watch highlights from the championships of every spring sport in the Northern Section on PlayOnSports.com. Don't forget to check the Play on Sports broadcast schedule page for information on all of our upcoming broadcasts from around the Northern Section and beyond. The spring championships are here only on PlayOnSports.com.
That's right, folks. We are going to be covering events all around the state of California, so we're publicizing a little Northern Section, but let you know as well about what we're also doing in the Central Section tomorrow. Baseball. We've got baseball championships. 5 divisions. We will have them for you on Play on Sports. 4 of them at 4:30, 1 at 7:30. And provided we've got a good internet signal at all locations, those games will be live.
Big weekend here for the Central Section in the CIF. Got all the championship games going on, so a lot of championships and champions will be crowned this weekend.
Now Hanford West is going to send up Madison Garcia, Taylor Fulford, and then back to the top of the lineup in Carson Guzman. So here's Cassie Handel, who inherited a 2-0 lead, then gave it up and was trailing. Now goes back out on the mound again. Her team's given her a 1-run advantage. It's 4-3. How do you respond if you're Handel in particular? Do you attack aggressively, or are you still picking at the corners and trying to establish your game?
It's hard to describe. Well, I guess the Hanford West team has shown that they're not afraid to swing the bat. So for Cassie Handel to go ahead and attack the corners like she has been doing here to get the strikeout. She got a strikeout at the end of the inning, last inning. Just keep doing it, especially to the bottom half of the lineup. You have to dominate them if you want to be a dominant pitcher and win and take the lead and continue your dominance. This is where you really got to shut the door on the team you're facing.
Here's the first pitch. That is just inside for ball 1. And critical to get the leadoff runner aboard. And Garcia, who's a designated player in this game, batting in the 8 spot, looking to do exactly that. The 1-0. Rise ball fouled off, and the count is 1-1. That rise ball is so difficult, Greg, to lay off. It starts out, and it looks like it's going to be great, and then shoots up around your shoulders.
That's got to be tough. But if you can't get around on it and you open up your hips to establish a strong power base, you have a chance to drive any kind of ball that's up that high.
This one is going to be lifted in the air, shallow right, coming on and making the catch for the first out of the inning is Brianna Bradford, and there's one down.
Good play there by Brianna Bradford, especially with the sun beating down on her. Good job fighting the sun to make the squeeze.
Taylor Fulford now to the plate. Fulford batting from that left-hand side. She'll be followed by Carson Guzman.
Fulford's batting .370 on the season with 5 RBIs and 1 triple. She's only a sophomore, too. The team seems really young for Harvard West, or
for Hanford West.
For Hanford West, Harvard. Hanford West.
You were thinking of Harvard Westlake down the southern section.
Hanford West. Though they are really young, though, as you look up and down the lineup, you see a lot of sophomores and freshmen. So they should be really good for the next couple of years here.
This one is going to be low and away, ball 2.
Good eye. Now she's in a real strong hitters count here.
Way in at third base is Ube. Ube gets much closer. She's going to be able to tell what Fulford had for lunch. Here's the pitch. It's going to be bunted towards the shortstop. Quick throw, not in time. That's an infield single.
Woo!
Great speed by Fulford.
Great speed. I was just about to say the same thing. As soon as she slapped that to the shortstop, she was out of the box and gone in a hurry.
Runner on with 1 out. That's where the fireworks got started for Hanford West in the bottom of the first inning. Gorman really would have had to get one over there in a hurry to get out the speedy Fulford. And so with 1 on and 1 out, the batter is Guzman.
And we see how speed can play a difference in a game here. When you get on base, you can cause havoc out there. Now the infielders and the outfielders are probably a little bit worried about what she can do on the base paths and keeping that in the back of their mind on where she at.
The 1-0. Rise ball, or excuse me, the 0-1 is now 1-1. Guzman was robbed in the first inning on a great play by the second baseman Ariola and Witt, the first baseman.
Now Witt moves into at first.
Rise ball way high, and the count is 2-1. Demi Balbina in the on-deck circle. She will be batting after Guzman, provided Hanford West stays out of a double play. Handel's pitch is low, and the count's now 3-1.
I'm really impressed by the Hanford West batters here. Like I stated, as you watch them all take a great approach to hitting here, none of them are ducking out, backing out from the ball. They're all right on it.
And very patient at the plate. Good discipline. This one is going to be a strike on the outside corner, and the count goes full.
Good pitch. Nothing that she can handle. Outside corner, diving away from her knees. Really tough pitch to hit. She'll live to see another pitch right now.
The delivery is going to be bounced towards short in the hole. That one is going to be an infield single as well. That one, if Gorman had made that particular play, Derek Jeter would have been jealous of her arm.
Absolutely.
I mean, that was way in the hole at short.
Yeah, just a great job to get there and stop the ball from getting to the outfield and allowing Fulford to advance to third and put another Hanford West runner in easier scoring position at third by second base.
Demi Balbina reached on an error, came around to score in the first inning. He's going to take strike 1 at the letters.
Tough pitch to hit. That rise ball once again.
Get on one, Jimmy.
Over at second is Fulford. First, Guzman, the 0-1, strike 2.
Great pitch. It's hard to pull the trigger if you're undecided up there. You don't have a whole lot of time to decide if you're going to swing or not. At some point, you're just going to have to say, hey, I'm going to take a rip at this one.
Now she's got to get tough, does Balbina. The 0-2 from Handel. He's going to be fouled down the third base line.
Good job getting ahead of that fastball there and protecting the plate. It would have been strike 3 if she let that one go through. So way to protect it and to see another pitch here.
Corners in front of the bag at first and third. Outfield straight away. That one is going to be low and in, and the count is 1-2.
Good idea there by Cassie Handel. That's what you want to do. You don't want to give them something that's too, for lack of a better term, meaty of a pitch. You don't want something that's just right over the heart of the plate for strike 3, especially when you're way ahead in the count. So just nibble at the corners and see if she'll chase one.
Handel is going to see another pitch fouled off. Way in front on that was Balbina, but again, protecting like you were saying, Greg. Anything close.
Right, and at this point, the batter, you just want to see something that you can get a good swing on. If it's something close to the zone, you don't want to take strike 3. And if it's something, once again, close to the zone, you don't want to just look at ball 3 coming in.
This one's going to be lifted in the air, shallow center. Actually, it's just on the edge of the outfield grass. The second baseman, Ariola, is going to make the play. Pop out, and there are 2 down. The runners stay put.
Good play drifting back, and like you said before, the wind is swirling out there. If you look at down the left field line, the wind's blowing in. You look at the United States flag out there in center field, it's blowing from left to right. So tough play, good job by Ariola to make the squeeze.
McKenna Young with 2 down, singled in her first at-bat, came around to score. A sharp single to right. A sharp single to right again will drive in a run.
Yes, especially with Fulford speed.
Here is a throw down to second base, and Ariola there to grab the ball back in easily is Fulford, and the count is 1-0.
But I like McKenna Young's approach here at the dish. She's really looking for something that she can handle at this point. If it's not in her zone, she's not swinging.
The 1-0. Lifted in the air in the infield, playable for the third baseman, and grabbed by Ube for the third out. So a nice job by Handel working out of that jam. She strands 2 runners. We've completed 2 here at Hanford West High School. The score remains Garces 4 and Hanford West 3.
Play on Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play on Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/playonnetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, playonsports.com.
A great way to relive a lot of the great events from the Central section this year, as well as a great way to get our live events on your mobile device. So we will have a mobile platform set up for you next fall as we provide more coverage here within the Central section.
Excellent.
It seems like next year's a long way away, Greg, but in just a few short months, late August, we'll be covering football in the Central section.
It's just amazing how fast it continues by, and knowing that you can check on how your team did throughout the year and Play on Sports is just a great way to relive what is already accomplished, that your team accomplished last year.
It'll be Rachel Metzger, Nays Ube, and Cassie Handel, the 3-4-5 hitters in the order for Garces. 24-8-1 this year is Garces, 10-0 in league play, the Southeast Yosemite League. Meanwhile, Hanford, 15-13 overall, 5-7 in league, but a nice run in the West Yosemite League this year, and they've managed to make it to the championship game, and they're hosting. So that tells you Hanford West a lot better than their record indicates.
Yeah, they just turned it on at the right time, and especially right at the end of the season, that's when you want to get hot. That's when you want all your bats to come alive, the pitching to come together, and anybody that was injured to come back. This is the time for it, and it's all clicking now for Hanford West.
Sarah Dottie is the first base coach for Garces, and Michaela Gardner is your third base coach. We'll get you, we've already talked a little bit about Russ Heffley and his fancy footwork, avoiding foul balls at first base for Hanford West a little bit ago, a couple innings ago, but we will give you both the first and third base coaches for Hanford West on their next time at the plate. As that first pitch from Patlin hit the side of her leg and just dribbled to home plate, so ball 1. That one is a little bit low, 2-0.
Good location, though. That's tough as a hitter to lay off something like that, especially with the umpire calling strikes at that ball at the knees.
Metzger was hit by a pitch on a 3-2 pitch. It hit her on the knee. Good to see the catcher for Garces back up and walking around. Here's the 2-0, and that is driven well to right field, but playable, and it's going to be caught over the left shoulder. Coming back for that ball was Kristen Heffley. So Heffley records the out, and there's one down.
And that's just to go to, that just goes to show how tough the wind is out there. She was fading back, easy play for her, and all of a sudden she's back reaching over her shoulder because the ball just carried in the wind.
She was going right and reached back left to make that play at the last minute. Here's Nays Ube, who struck out looking in her first at-bat against Patlin. Patlin has 2 strikeouts in the game and gets Ube on a swing and a miss for strike 1.
Yeah, she just swung over that ball. It looked like Patlin, once again, took a little bit off of it, so it doesn't come in as straight, and there's got a little drop on it at that point.
Patlin takes her time, now back on the rubber. This one's going to be bounced foul, third baseline. The outfield is shading Ube slightly to right, as is the infield. Big hole up the middle. But the count 0-2, and now you're trying to protect and maybe drive a pitch on the outside part of the plate to the right-hand side. We'll keep an eye on that sun, which also is not favoring Heffley out in right, nor the first baseman, Barraza. That could be why Heffley struggled with that as well. She's got the wind, she's got the sun. This one's going to be foul. Look out, right in the dugout for Garces. And someone just got themselves a haircut.
Wow, that was on the line, just roped foul. And there's not much room over there in that dugout, but Ube happened to find it. Good thing all the Garces players were paying attention to get out of the way.
Ube letting her teammates know, stay on your toes. Here's the 0-2. Off speed on her front foot, lifted to left, and playable and caught. And retired by Fulford is Ube for the second out of the inning.
Weight transfer, all of her weight was already on her front foot, so nothing she could do with that off-speed pitch but to fly ball out to left field.
Great changeup by Patlin.
Yep.
And now the batter is Handel. Handel with a sacrifice fly, run batted in the first inning.
Helped her own cause.
Strike 1. Two down in the inning. Patlin steps off.
She did adjust her hair. I think it blew into her eyes.
And this one also, I don't know if that one looked like it slipped as opposed to hitting her leg. 1-1.
Yeah, she's shaking her hand and she's rubbing her hands together now to maybe get a little more tacky there. A lick of the fingers.
A swipe of the hair and you're back on the rubber. And here's the 1-1. Just inside, the count's 2-1.
Good location though. If you're gonna miss, that's where you want to miss. You want to miss low. It's hard to do damage with anything that's low. Or if you're setting up the hitters, you start everybody low and then you start throwing the rise ball and then coming up at the eyes, you entice the hitter to swing.
2-1, that's in the dirt. Nice scoop behind the plate by the catcher, Young, and so the count now 3-1.
So now Cassie Handel's just going to relax and look for something that she can hit. She's looking for her pitch here. If it's nothing that she wants to swing at, she's not going to swing. She's got another pitch to deal with. So
3-1. That is driven to right field, going back on it. Heffley is there and makes the catch. It is not easy out there in right field, but Heffley has recorded 3 of the last 4 outs against Garces. And we move to the bottom of the third inning. The score, Garces still leading at 4-3.
You want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here today? Tell your school to sign up for a Play On Sports school broadcast program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
As we go to the bottom of the third inning, Hanford West is going to be sending up their 4, 5, and 6 hitters in their order to face Handel. It's going to be Jade Darpley, Jordan Matheny, and Aaliyah Barraza. Darpley with a big hit in that first inning, drove in 2 runs with a double, and then came around to score what was at the time the go-ahead run. I know we were still early in the game there, but Garces responded with 2 in their half of the second.
Hanford West needs to get something going here, and this is a great part of your lineup to go ahead and do that with your 4, 5, 6 hitters coming up. And Garces is showing that they'll make errors just like you will at Hanford West. So relax, patience. We're only in the 3rd inning. We still have some softball to play here. So
Coach Jeff Harger over at third base for Hanford West. Russ Heffley assumes his spot at first. And getting ready to step in, Jade Darpley. She is 1 for 1 on the game with that double to right field, 2 runs batted in, and a run scored. Already a pretty good day, but she's looking for more. And looking to get on to lead off the home half of the 3rd inning.
really important to try to get that leadoff runner on base right now. You're only down by 1. If you get the leadoff runner on base now, you have some options on what you can do and to try to get that run across and tie this game up.
So here is Darpley stepping in from that right-hand side. See what Handel starts her off with. That double probably in the back of her mind. How about a fastball right down the middle of the plate? Strike 1.
I see your double, and I raise you a fastball. I like it. So Darpley looks like she's going to take her time and wait for her pitch, though, once again. I don't think that's something that she wanted to hit.
That one is up.
Catcher holding it there just a second longer, so the umpire gets a good look at that.
Metzger trying to frame it. Darpley would have to be a little bit taller for that to be called a strike. That one is in the air to left and playable for the left fielder. That's Froelich with a catch, and there's 1 down in the inning.
A lot of balls hit up in the air. You want to kind of keep the ball out of the air, especially with the wind blowing the way it is. It just seems like the balls are hanging up there. They're not really getting pushed around into the outfield or out into the gaps or the alleys.
Yeah, so you want to keep that low line drives if you can.
Low line drive or even on the ground and make them make a play on you. So it's hard to make a fielding play and make a good throw.
Matheny lays down a bunt. Handel, quick throw, and by a half step retires Matheny. 1-4 on the putout, and there are 2 down.
Good play by Handel to get that ball in and out of her glove fast.
Yeah, because Matheny was flying down the line. This brings up Barraza, who reached on an error, and on that play, Darpley scored to temporarily give their team a 3-2 lead. 0 for 1 in the game is Barraza. That one is a little bit high. The count is 1-0. Well, I love how Metzger is framing these pitches back there.
Yeah, she's giving the umpire just something else to think about as he's making his balls and strike calls.
That one is going to be a strike.
Outside corner. Good pitch. Now she can come back onto the inside corner and just keep working in and out, and it'll keep the hitters off balance.
That one is going to be a little low, and the count is 2-1.
Metzger really holding that ball there, hoping to get that strike.
Hugging the corner is Ube down at third base. That one gets away, knocks the glove off of Metzger, and the count's 3-1. I think that wasn't even a fastball either. That was an off-speed pitch. Might have crossed her up a bit.
Yeah. Who needs a glove?
That's right. Metzger strikes me as one of those kinds of players, though. She's so tough, she might take you up on that.
Yeah.
This one is a rise ball, ball 4.
Good eye. Excellent at bat there.
A runner aboard with 2 outs as Barraza walks and Heffley to the plate. Heffley struck out looking for the 3rd out of the 1st inning, 0 for 1.
She's been making a lot of great defensive plays. Let's see if that could carry just personal momentum here to the plate now.
Corners in with 2 outs. The pitch is going to be outside, ball 1. So Metzger set up outside.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if she has a take sign here. That's 4 straight.
You might as well take till you get one. Here's the 1-0. That is way up, and the count is 2-0.
Now you're way ahead as a hitter, and now you want to to now see your pitch, wait for your pitch, look for something to drive, especially here with 2 outs. You drive one in the gap here, she could be running all the way around to score.
That one is outside, 3-0.
I'd say she absolutely has a take sign on right now. She looked down at her dad. Her dad gave her the 3-0 call, and now she's going to run over and talk to the third base coach, Jeff Harger.
Do you think she might have been even taking on 2-0? I might have given her the take sign right there anyway, Greg, given that Handel's now struggling a little bit with her control.
I would too, and I'd make her throw me a strike, or maybe even 2 here, to prove that she can do it, to come back and fight back. But on the other side, Kathy Handel, she needs to just calm down here and throw a good strike.
Here's Cassie Handel's delivery, and that's going to be on the outside corner for strike 1.
Way to fight back, though. Don't give up the runner.
Runner at first right now, Barraza, who walked with 2 outs. Heffley, a 3-1 count. Ball 4.
That's 2 in a row now. All right, I'm looking in the Garcia dugout to see if Coach D'Amato's going to come out. I think he's going to stick with his horse here.
Madison Garcia is the batter. She flew out to right field in her first at-bat, 0 for 1, and she's got a runner in scoring position and one right behind her. Over at second, Barraza, Heffley at first. That's a strike.
Good pitch. It almost looked like a get-me-over strike, though. They're thrown by Cassie Handel.
Well, guessing that maybe Hanford West was going to be taking in that situation, and just to get your release point back, you'll put one right down the middle. This one's going to be fouled away, and now an 0-2 hole for Garcia. Once again, ducks on the pond for Hanford West. They had this situation first and second with 1 out last inning, but couldn't convert. Now they've got first and second with 2 outs in the 3rd inning.
They're getting runners on base, so as a coach, that's a good sign. You want to see at least you getting on base.
This one's fouled back. Nice job by Garcia staying right on top of that. Taylor Fulford, the number 9 hitter in the order, on deck.
And Taylor Fulford got a lot of speed too. So if Hanford West can't get out of this inning, then she'll be leading off. And I'd almost guarantee that she's going to lay down a bunt though and try to beat it out.
Here's the pitch. That is low, and it hits Garcia. So Garcia reaches. When the count was 0-2, boy, that is a tough break for Handel right there, who has now loaded the bases on 2 walks and a hit batter, and she had a big old pitcher's count of 0-2 right there on Garcia.
And hit her on the foot, too. And Garcia just runs down to first like nothing happened. Kudos to her.
Taylor Fulford, the batter, an infield single in her first at-bat in the 2nd inning. With very good speed, as Greg mentioned a moment ago. The bases full of Huskies.
Big spot here with a base hit here. They can take the lead because the runners will be going off of the sound of the bat.
Handel looks in for the sign and delivers. Strike 1.
All right, this is time to shine now. I would like to see a good swing put on something here. Maybe go the other way.
That's outside.
Good eye. Good eye.
Still very early in this game, Greg, but you want to take advantage of your opportunities in the championship game, and already Hanford has left runners in scoring position. They've stranded 3 in the game so far.
You don't want to strand 3 more. This is a tough spot.
That one is going to be fouled away as Fulford getting that running start, as a lot of left-handers do in softball. At the major league level, Ichiro Suzuki did a lot of that when he was with the Seattle Mariners. Maybe not so much now. He's with the Yankees and getting close to 40, but you see that a lot in softball.
Helps them just get it starting, a good running start down towards first, and just puts that much more pressure on the defense.
Here's the 1-2. It's going to be hit towards third off the glove of Ube, and 2 runs are going to come in for Hanford West. No, they're going to say foul. Wow, the home plate umpire is calling it a foul ball. Ube was in front of the bag in fair territory, and the ball looked like it deflected off her glove. The third base umpire was right there, and he could ask for help, or the home plate umpire could ask for help. if there was a touch, but if they're going to say no touch, everyone goes back to their bases. Wow.
Tough call.
Tough break there for Hanford West. It
Yep.
looked like Ube might have gotten a piece of that. That's the only thing I can think of that would have that be foul. Or, excuse me, as opposed to fair, is that it didn't touch her glove. This one's going to be hit towards the shortstop, and the tag is made, and that ends the inning.
Tough break there for Hanford West.
Hey, Critchlow pay you enough, please? Did Critchlow pay you enough?
As the parents really start to
Well, that
give the
ends this.
umpire-
Yeah, well, that ends this inning
ends
on the
threat.
ground out, and 3 runners stranded. So a controversial play right there, and Hanford West comes up empty. We go to the top of the 4th inning. The score still Garces 4, Hanford West 3.
Play on Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us on Play on Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Julian Froelich, Tyler Hughes, and Haley Witt set to bat in the top of the 4th inning for Garces. And Greg, it wouldn't be baseball or softball if there wasn't some controversy with the umpiring at some point in time. I'm not saying that because there typically is, but usually fans can find some, and that was a particular play right there where the fans for Hanford West thinking it was going to go a different way, and Garces manages to work their way out of the inning.
Yeah, they had a chance to take the lead there. And everybody blows calls. Everybody makes mistakes. If it was a blown call, I can't say it.
We don't have replay here.
Exactly.
We don't have the benefit of replay. It's a bang-bang play down at third, and while it looked to us like the third baseman, Ube, got a piece of that ball while she was still in fair territory, our home plate umpire is saying no, and the ball did cross foul. It did not cross third base in fair territory.
Right.
But the controversy is, did Ube touch the ball or not? And folks, we have this game up on demand later on. You can watch that one over and over again and make your own determination. Meanwhile, swing and a foul tip by Froelich. The count is 0-1 as Patlin out for her 4th inning of work.
Good job starting ahead, getting ahead as the pitcher. That's what you want to do. You want to start ahead and stay ahead.
Well, quick way to bounce back from a controversy like that, Greg, is get a 1-2-3 inning.
Absolutely.
And that's exactly what Patlin did in the 3rd.
Yes, and she wants to repeat that.
Swing and a miss, strike 2.
Good pitch there. Fastball just gets right by number 5, Froelich there.
Froelich struck out looking in her first at-bat, 0 for 1, now in an 0-2 hole here in her second at-bat.
And when you strike out in your first at-bat, you really start to stretch and reach to redeem yourself, so to speak. So
the pitch is going to be fouled away.
She swung at every single pitch so far this at-bat.
Sadie Patlin has given up 4 runs, 3 earned. Not very many hits, though.
No, she's
3 hits for the game so far through 3 innings. This one's fouled away again. Nice job by Froelich getting a piece of that ball. Striking out 2, hitting a batter, and walking 1. That's Patlin's line so far through 3+.
Yeah, her defense hasn't helped her out with the 3 unearned runs, and it's all been throwing errors throughout the infield and coming in from the outfield. So if they could eliminate the errors, they have a chance to take a commanding lead here.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Froelich is retired. There's 1 down in the inning. That's 5 in a row set down by Patlin, and the batter will be Tyler Hughes. Hughes singled to lead off the 2nd inning. She was thrown out to the plate, or rather her designated runner, her courtesy runner, Brianna Gonzalez was.
Yeah, she did a good piece of hitting. Oh, and once again, yet another good piece of hitting as she pulls one down the line at first base.
And
hops
a fair
over the
ball.
bag. And the umpire was out on that call real quickly, too.
So a single to right on the first pitch. Hughes is aboard.
Hughes really impressed me today with her hitting. She took the outside pitch in her first at-bat, drove that to left field, and then turns on the inside pitch and singles down the line here.
Haley Witt, the batter. She singled and scored in the second. That tied the game up at 3. That was on that crazy play when they were trying to throw out Ariola at second base. The ball got away on the steal attempt. Here's strike 1. And scoring from third was Witt, and then hustling around Ariola to third base, trying to advance. The ball got away from the third baseman, and Ariola scored on the play as well.
And that's how you have your lead.
This one is going to be low. 1-1 is the count.
Good eye by Haley Witt.
1 down in the inning. 1 on at first. On the single by Hughes, the 4th hit of the game yielded by Patlin.
We have a nice healthy crowd here today.
Yeah, we're down both lines. It is packed. This is a shot into the corner and right. That's going to be at least 1, if not 2. Here's the throw to third, off line, and everyone's going to move up 2 bases. Second and third with 1 down.
Good rip by Haley Witt, and that's how you drive a ball. Her weight transfer stayed back behind the ball. She got her hands through the zone real quickly, opened her hips, and drove that ball down past the left fielder.
That was Fulford, who barely had time to move, and the ball was rattling around in the corner by the foul pole.
Good piece of hitting. But that just goes to show how important it is to also hit your cutoff. Your cutoff man. If Fulford hits the cutoff there, she can keep Witt at first base and at least have a double play chance here in the top of the 4th.
Or even get Hughes with the cut to throw to third. There was a potential play there, and Darpley came over and got the ball. If that ball had been thrown on line, Hughes might have been retired at third base.
Yeah, very important fundamental softball to hit your cutoff.
Alyssa Monet Garcia, the batter, a sacrifice bunt in her first at-bat in the second inning.
And we might see that again to move the runners, score a run, and have another runner on third base.
Swing and a miss, strike 1.
And then she swings.
Well, interestingly, the third baseman, Darpley, playing even with the bag. She wasn't cheating in at first, and now Coach D'Amato is going to talk to his hitter.
There's a lot of coaching going on, as a matter of fact.
There is.
Jay Darpley looked into the dugout for Hanford West, getting some instructions there for Coach Harger.
Well, I think Harger was saying, hey, go ahead and scoot up. And then Coach D'Amato was talking to Monet Garcia and saying, hey, how about a bunt? So
good coaching. I like it.
Everyone missed it the first time around, but Darpley is in. We'll see if Monet Garcia got that instruction from D'Amato. She is not going to square. This pitch is outside, 1-1. On deck, the leadoff hitter for Garces, Maggie Ariola.
You'd like to get another out here before you face the top of the lineup. Big at bat for Garces.
This one is going to be fouled down the line, and the count is 1-2. And Patlin with a little bit of a conversation with her infielders.
Probably settle her down. Just to reiterate, you are ahead here. You're in command and in control of this at bat right now. Don't give her anything too juicy to hit. Put it on the corners, on the black. Make her chase something.
This one's fouled back into the screen. Count stays 1-2. There's 1 down in the inning. A strikeout of Jillian Froelich, and then a single to right. A double to left has runners at second and third for Garces in the top of the 4th inning. Patlin's pitch. This is in the air, shallow. It's going to fall for a base hit. The throw home not in time. And the Texas League single to right is going to drive in the 5th run of the game for Garces. Monet Garcia gets her job done.
Good piece of hitting. Sadie Patlin was looking to exploit the outside corner there. Just kept pushing away and away and away. And Alyssa Monet Garcia just went with the pitch there. Just put the bat head on the ball and let the ball do the work for you, essentially, as it travels out into right field.
And the score is 5-3. And the batter is Ariola, who has walked. She has reached on a fielder's choice. She has scored twice, 0 for 1. Renee Garcia staying put. Now she's going to jog. Here's the throw down to third. And she was trying to draw a throw and see if she could get her teammate in from third base. So catcher's indifference has runners at second and third now with one out.
Now with only one out and the leadoff batter here, Garces can do a lot of damage.
The runner at third is Witt. Monet Garcia now on at second. The pitch on the corner.
Good pitch.
The count evens at 1-1.
But as Maggie Ariola should be looking to go the other way with this ball, or either go the other way to drive it or pull it to get the runner in.
On the outside corner again, 1-2. How big would a strikeout be right now for Patlin?
That'd be huge. And that would give her some momentum going back in to face the number 2 hitter there, Jenna Gorman.
That one's way outside by design.
Yeah.
That's where the catcher lined up, and the count is 2-2.
Well, you've gotten the last 2 strike calls pushing on that outside corner of that plate. Go ahead, push it out a little bit more and see she'll chase one. It'll look the same as it's coming out of her hand.
McKenna Young set up way outside, seeing if she could get Ariola to chase. Young, a long look into the dugout for the sign from the coaching staff. Gives it to Patlin, and it's ripped to center field. That's going to get 1 home and maybe 2. Here's the throw to home plate. There is going to be a throw now down to second base, and over is Ariola. She drives in 2.
Everybody's safe. Good piece of hitting. Too much of the plate there when you have 2-2. Something that Ariola just drove into center field too. Once again, weight transfer. She wasn't really fooled, and I don't think she was going to get fooled and that at bat.
So the score is now 7-3. Garces
Garces
on the road with a big lead and a runner on in scoring position still, and the batter is Jenna Gorman. This one's lifted in the air, infield playable for the second baseman. That is Balbina, who makes the catch just barely. That wind is tough. There are 2 down.
Yeah, I was going to say the wind did pull that, or I'm sorry, push that ball. Balbina was set up under that thing for a long, long time, and the wind just kept pushing it. Good job by her to be aware of that and be able to move her feet and get on that ball.
Rachel Metzger, the batter. She's been hit by a pitch, flied out to right. 0 for 1.
And another runner in scoring position for Garces here.
2 down. Off speed and away, ball 1.
Wow,
You know, interesting so far in this Greg game. Greg, in this game so far, Garces has not left an inning with any runners on base. Every time they've gotten runners on base, they've scored. They have not stranded anybody yet. No runners left on.
That's pretty efficient.
This one's outside, 2-0. They might be staying away from Metzger on purpose here with the free base open over at first.
Yeah, I don't see them making any mistakes to her, throwing her something that she can really get a hold of. Even with the wind blowing in, though, and she might try to go ahead and yank one out here.
That's outside, 3-0.
Yep. I don't think they want any piece of her. I think they're going to go after Naizube.
Nezube is in the on-deck circle. She is 0 for 2. That one is outside, ball 4. Metzger will take the walk. So first and second with 2 down. 3 runs already in the inning for the Rams.
You got the
and Ube,
runner.
Yep, the courtesy runner, that's right. Bree Bunkowski again. Second time she's run for the catcher Metzger. And Nezube struck out looking in the first inning, flied to left in the third. So Nezube
inside.
takes inside, ball 1. Patlin trying to move Ube off the plate a little bit. Outfield's playing her straight away. A little bit more of a gap in right center than left. Straight up is the infield. The pitch. That is low. 2-0.
Good eye. She'll probably be taking here. This is going to be tough. Sadie Patlin needs to just settle down here.
Well,
One
thing that happens as a pitcher too, Greg, is that you've thrown 4 pitches on purpose out of the zone, and it's hard to get back on track sometimes after that.
Right, especially when you're grooving too.
This one's bounced to third, an easy one-hopper, and the side is retired. Nice job, Darpley, unassisted on the ground out. But 3 runs are in. We're going to move to the bottom of the 4th inning. Garces has extended their lead. They now lead at 7-3. You're following the action on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports and the home for the Central Section Softball Championships.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here today? Tell your school to sign up for the Play On Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Jeff Kurtz alongside Greg Olivier, Justin Gorley, providing all the video for you today at home, folks. Thanks for joining us wherever you're following the action from around the country or around the world. We've got baseball coming your way from the Central Section tomorrow, 5 different venues. We've been covering softball today as well. 5 different venues for that, Divisions 1 through 5. We had Division 6 championships earlier on in the week, so those games available on demand for you to watch. You can check those out also on our website, playonsports.com. Just go under states and select California. Meanwhile, Hanford West back at the top of their order. Carson Guzman, Demi Balbina, and McKenna Young, your 1-2-3 hitters in the batting order. Your 1-2-3 hitters here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And Hanford West now trailing by 4. You'd think would like to scratch out at least a run, if not 2, in this inning.
Something just to get the momentum swing back your way. That was tough. That foul ball call didn't go your way. That's okay. You need to just keep battling, though. You can't hang on one call or one either blown call or one missed call, however you want to say it. You got to put your heads up as Hanford West and go out and still go with a good approach to hitting the ball, getting runners on base, advancing them, and just chip away at this lead.
Guzman set to step in. 1 for 2 on the day. An infield single, and then robbed on a great play by the second and first baseman for Garces back in the 1st inning. Areola to Witt. So 1 for 2. Cassie Handel on for her 4th inning of work, and we'll start out with a ball fouled away for strike 1.
Good rise ball there. See, and that's what I was talking about earlier with the rise ball. As it's coming in and you see it at your eye level, it is very enticing as a batter that you want to swing and take a cut at that ball. And if it's continuing to rise, you're going to catch the bottom half of that ball and pop it up.
This one's going to be fouled off Metzger's glove, 0-2.
Carson Guzman does not get cheated at her swings up
She
there.
does not.
Plate, though.
So true.
She swings with some authority, and when she's swinging, she is swinging. It looks like no indecisiveness on her part.
The 0-2 delivery is going to be in the hole. It's going to be grabbed by the shortstop, but no play for Gorman. And another infield single, almost the exact same spot for Guzman.
Good stop by Gorman deep in the hole to glove it and get some leather on it, but that's just too long of a throw to make, especially with her back completely to the infield.
And your momentum carrying you away from first base, and the leadoff hitter sprinting down the line. Now the batter is Demi Balbina, 0 for 2. She reached on an error and scored, popped out to second base, and she's going to swing and miss at the first pitch out of play, 0-1. This is the first time in the game that Hanford West has gotten the leadoff batter aboard, so we'll see what they do with that. Every other time they've had runners on, and they've had runners on in every inning. It's come with either 1 or 2 outs.
Right, and they've been able to threaten, but haven't really been able to execute and finally push a run over. So
this one is low, 1-1. Metzger keeping an eye behind the plate on Guzman over at first base. The first baseman, Witt, cheating in, as is the third baseman, Ube, just in case a bunt is on. That one is high.
Good eye. And once again, anytime that the count is in your favor as a batter, you are licking your chops for that fastball, that get-me-over fastball, so to speak, and driving that thing.
Pitch from Handel. is driven to left, but on a line, it's going to fall in front of the left fielder. Nice base running by Guzman, who'd gone halfway. Froelich cannot make the play, and there's 2 runners on, nobody out, and the 3-hitter, McKenna Young, coming up.
Excellent piece of hitting, and like I said, you salivate over that get me over fastball and drive it into left field. Now you have runners scoring. You have a runner in scoring position with your 3, 4, and 5 hitters coming up and no outs.
McKenna Young 1 for 2 with a run scored. She singled to right, popped to third. Handles pitch. Inside and low, ball 1. Good opportunity for the Huskies with nobody out to peck away at this 7-3 Garces lead.
Yeah, the Hanford West batters once again.
This is bounced foul down to Coach Harger in the box at third, 1-1.
The batters are having the Hanford West batters are just having a great approach to hitting right now. And it's a testament. They've had runners on every inning. It's just having to get over that hump and now get some across the plate here.
On deck is Jade Darpley, waiting in the wings. But right now it's all Handel and Young. This is into left field. It's going to go over the shortstop's head. 1 runner is going to come in to score. Down to third, and out on the overslide is Balbina. 1 runner is in. 1 down on the 6-2-5 putout.
Got a little too greedy on the base paths there. I personally would like to see you just stay 1 in first and second there with your number 4 hitter coming up, Jade Darpley.
But a run is in.
A runner
at second, 1 down.
You still have a runner in scoring position. There's only 1 out, and your number 4 hitter's up right now. So
this ball is low, ball 1.
It was good recognition there by Rachel Metzger to snap throw down to third base to catch.
It was Balbina, who's trying to get from first to third on the throw to home, as Jade Darpley has 2 runs batted in this game. She's scored a run, has a double, 1 for 2. She flew out to left in her last at-bat.
I like the aggressiveness on the base pass, though, by Hanford West, personally. I do like setting players in motion, running, because of so many things that have to go right with a throw to somebody. Somebody has to make a decent throw so they can make a catch. The catch has to be made and squeezed, and then a tag needs to be applied. If you miss any part of that, you're safe. So there's a whole lot of things that have to go on.
And have to go right
for
the defense.
Yes.
This one is in the air and well out of play, and the count is 1-1.
Yeah, she's a little bit ahead of that rise ball.
Jeff Kurtz alongside Greg Olivier. We are at Hanford West High School on a beautiful day in Hanford, California. Not too warm.
Nice little breeze,
yep.
Swirling.
It's making things adventurous and adventuresome for the outfielders and infielders on fly balls. This one's going to be fouled down the third base line. The count is 1-2.
We talk about hitters getting an account that's favorable for them. When they get down, now the roles reverse, and now it's favorable to the pitcher here. So now Cassie Handel, all she's really got to do is nibble something close into the strike zone, maybe get Jade Darpley to chase.
This one's going to hit her in the foot. That's the second time that Handel has gotten a 2-strike count on a hitter and then hit them.
That's tough.
Hobbling down to first base is Darpley with a very painful increase in her on-base percentage. And the batter is going to be Jordan Matheny.
Oh, that might have got her on the ankle. She pointed her ankle. If it was the ankle, tough. If it's on the shoe, you have a little bit of protection. But if it's on the ankle, nothing's protecting you except a little piece of cotton sock. So
first and second with 1 out. There have been 4 batters in the inning, 3 hits and a hit batter, and 1 down. And 1 run in already. Matheny 0 for 2.
Third base and first are playing in right now.
Strike 1. Well, they're thinking bunt. Matheny struck out looking, and then attempting to bunt, was retired home to first. That was back in the 3rd inning. This one is in the air. This could be, no, nice job ranging over from second Ariola to make the play, and there are 2 down in the inning. And Aaliyah Barraza, the batter. Barraza reached on an error in the 1st, walked, and was stranded at 3rd in the 3rd inning.
Let's go, 1-3. Turn on one, kid. All you.
So Barraza steps in. Handel trying to work out of it. Strike 1 in the corner.
Barraza only a sophomore here on this team, and like I said before, it's such a young team that they should be able to reload, just add a few more pieces and continue here.
She shows bunt. She takes ball 1. And now you've got a runner hung up at first, and Metzger's got options. She's going to throw to 3rd. Now we got a pickle between 2nd and 3rd. Here's the throw. Safe. Wow.
Under the tag.
What a great job by McKenna Young, who looked hung up, and everybody moves up. Great job by Young.
Good
that
job.
looked like out number 3 right there, Greg.
Good job by Young. When you get into a pickle in that case, the more throws that you force them to make, the higher percentage of an error is to be had. And in this case, the error was that they couldn't get back to the bag in time, and when she's backpedaling and trying to catch the ball and make a tag all in one motion, that's really, really tough. She couldn't get the tag down in time. Runner safe. Now you got runners on 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs.
The pitch inside. 2-1. A single here makes it a 1-run game. Hanford West has got a great opportunity here in the bottom of the 4th. That one is driven towards the gap. That is going to go to the wall, and both runners are going to score. Heading to 3rd with a big triple is Barraza. She's going to slide. She's in safely. That is a big-time hit.
Big spot. Not only did she hit it, she drove that ball. That ball was well over the right fielder's head. Brianna Bradford just crushed. And I think she was looking 3 the whole way.
7-6. Once again, we've got ourselves a 1-run game, and out to the mound. Handel is having a conversation with her pitching coach, as well as all of her teammates.
Yeah, I thought Coach D'Amato would come out and talk to his pitcher to settle her down here.
Instead, that looks like Michaela Gardner came out.
Yeah, and he was telling me earlier before the game started that if Cassie Handel was going to have problems or anything like that, he was going to bring in Tyler Hughes, the junior,
who's the designated player batting for Brianna Bradford today. Meanwhile, Kristen Heffley could tie this ball game up with a base hit with 2 outs. She is struck out looking in the 1st, walked in the 3rd.
Big 2-out hit there.
Strike 1.
And now all this becomes is a 1-run game. It's 1-0. No matter what the scoreboard says, 7-6, 13, 12, it's 1-0 right now. Hanford West is right back in this game.
This one is going to be low and outside. Ball 1.
Good eye.
Drive it right now, 2-7.
Excellent eye by Kristen Heffley. She can get a nice aluminum on the ball.
This is a bunt. It's got some backspin. The throw to first. And the runner is safe, and the game is tied as the second baseman, Ariola, couldn't handle the low throw.
Yep, it fell right out of her glove and landed right on the floor. Umpire saw it, make the safe call.
And Hanford West has tied this game up at 7 with 4 runs here in the bottom of the 4th.
Good job with the never say die attitude. They really could have easily have mailed it in, especially when that foul ball called off of Ube went foul. So they could have mailed it in, decided not to. Great job there by Coach Harger to motivate his troops. Say, hey, we still have a lot of softball left, ladies. Let's go ahead and get this one. And now they've tied it here in the bottom of the 4th.
And this pitch is going to be inside. against Madison Garcia.
No movement, Maddie. Stay strong, kid. Right now, huh?
Garcia 0 for 1. She was hit by a pitch in her last at-bat. She's flied out to right field.
Yeah, you're happy right now if you're
That's
a
ball 2.
Hanford West fan or coach. You've come back to tie this game. But I've said this before, you don't want to lose all your momentum. I like to think of it as a basketball game. When you're down by 10, you come back to score or tie the game, but now you're gassed. So,
well, this one is going to be a line shot, and Ariola grabs it right above her shoe tops for the final out of the inning, but not before the damage has been done. And Hanford West has tied it up. They score 4 runs on 4 hits, and the big one, the triple by Aaliyah Barraza. And we go to the top of the 5th inning, all knotted up at 7.
Play On Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play On Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/playonnetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week. From your destination for high school sports, playonsports.com.
Well, we have a lot of good highlights that are going to go up on our YouTube channel this week, and we'll go with this game as well. And one of them was that big triple with 2 outs that drove in 2 runs to tie the game. Aaliyah Barraza driving one deep into right field.
Just a great piece of hitting there by Barraza. And Barraza is only a sophomore, so she's, like I had stated before, this team is young. She's going to be out there, and getting this kind of championship exposure is huge for these freshmen and sophomores, so that they know what it takes to get in this game, and maybe they even know what it takes to win this game.
Well, now we'll see how Garces on the road bounces back after giving up a 4-run advantage. They will be sending up Cassie Handel, Jillian Froelich, and Tyler Hughes as they batted 8 in the lineup last inning. Handel 0 for 1. A sacrifice fly drove in a run in the first inning, flied out to right in the 3rd inning. We are in the top of the 5th. And Sadie Patlin back out for another inning of work for the Huskies.
As a pitcher, you would want nothing more than to rip one right here to get back, so to speak.
This one is up the middle, and there's the rip you were talking about, a base hit for Handel on the first pitch she sees.
There we go. And now with the leadoff runner on, you're right back in position to take the lead. You haven't really lost anything. The score is 0-0 now. You have lost the lead, but the damage could have been a lot worse that last inning. So you stop the bleeding, and now you start back over on your side. And that's the way to do it with the single, leadoff single.
3rd inning out of 5 where Garces has put the leadoff batter aboard. And now the hitter is Froelich, who struck out twice, once looking, once swinging. She's going to show bunt and take low ball 1. But I got to think, given Froelich struggles at the plate so far against Patlin, this is a mandatory bunt situation all the way around.
I would agree, and I think it's just something to move that runner over into scoring position now. And especially with Tyler Hughes coming up next, who's hit the ball well both times.
This is the bunt. It is going to roll foul.
Good job by the catcher there, McKenna Young, to wait till that ball rolls foul and then pounce on it.
Boy, it's really tough for the catcher. You got to bounce out from behind home plate. By the way, don't trip over the bat and find the ball through a mask. That is why I never played catcher. Too much to worry about.
Too much.
Just get a ball in the air to me. Thank you very much.
Yes.
It's not going to bounce up there.
Don't have to worry about a bat flying your way either.
Froelich shows bunt and misses. 1-2. The throw back to first base is going to hit Handel in the leg. That stings a little bit.
Yeah, we
The
got
count's
time.
1-2.
Yeah, we got time. Yeah.
It says softball, folks, but I tell you what, when that ball hits you, it is not soft.
Not at all.
Nope.
McKenna Young with a nice snap down throw to first to try to backdoor Cassie Handel. Unfortunately, she hit her in the leg instead of getting it to Demi Balbino, who was covering.
Now 1 ball and 2 strikes on Froelich. Patlin's pitch outside. Young fakes a throw to first. The count evens at 2-2.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to be bunting here now. I think she's got the stand-up swing here going with the 2-2 count.
The 2-2 pitch, low, 3-2.
Good eye.
The count is full.
Now Sadie Patlin was struggling a little bit to find the mark there. She gives up her first pitch single and now has gone full to the second batter she's seen in this inning.
And in a championship game, every count and at bat, especially the further you get, is magnified, especially in a tight ball game. This is popped in the air to left. Coming in and making a play in a difficult breeze is Taylor Fulford for the first out of the inning.
Good play by Taylor Fulford to get under that ball. Once again, the wind is still swirling out there. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're wondering, yeah, it's blowing in from left field straight in. And then out in center field, it's blowing from left to right. So it is
somehow
out there.
Somehow in from left and from center to right.
You're looking at like a 75-yard difference between that fence post and where the flagpole is. And
Tyler Hughes, the batter, she took strike one in the outside corner. 2 singles in the game and a run scored.
Yeah, and she's really impressing with the way she's been hitting. First single was outside pitch she took to left field. Second at bat, pulled one down the line for a single. So she's just been going where the ball takes her.
This one is a little bit outside, and the count's 1-1. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Garces had a 7-3 lead going into the bottom of the 4th, but gave up 4 runs, and Hanford West has tied it. Now the leadoff runner aboard. And this one is going to be slapped into left field for a base hit. Moving up to second base is Handel. She will hold there, and that's the 3rd hit of the game for Tyler Hughes.
Another great piece of hitting there. Ball up in the zone. She catches it on the handle and almost slingshots it out there to left field.
There is one down. Sorry, folks, we're trying to keep up with our graphics as best we can here from Hanford West. So 1 away. Runners at first and second. The batter is Haley Witt. Witt has singled, doubled, and scored a couple of runs. So it doesn't get any easier for Sadie Patlin.
Now the bottom of the lineup is really starting to hurt. The bottom of the lineup's hurting her now. They're putting great swings on the ball and driving the ball.
Well, so far they've had 6 plate appearances. Have the 7, 8, 9 hitters in the order. This is plate appearance number 7 combined for Hughes, Witt, and Monet Garcia. And except for a sacrifice bunt by Monet Garcia, they're 6 for 6. That's a pitch for a strike on the inside corner.
As a pitcher, you really want to get ahead. There's a reason that these people are at the bottom of the lineup. The reason is 7, 8, and 9. They're the ones that, as a dominant pitcher, you want to dominate. If you have problems beating these guys, you're going to have a problem winning on the day.
It's a long day. Here's a bouncer to third. It's going to stay fair. Then getting the force out is the third baseman, Darpley, unassisted on the ground out. It's a fielder's choice. Witt is aboard. Down to second goes Hughes. Handel goes back to the dugout, the second out of the inning.
Good play by Darpley. She was trying to wait for that ball to come to her so she could set up and make a throw. But by the time it got to her, she didn't have a chance to get Witt at first on the fielder's choice.
Alyssa Monet Garcia, a sacrifice bunt, a single, an RBI, a run scored. That all taking place in the 4th inning when Garces pushed 3 runs across.
Has a chance to come up with a hero, though, and get a lead back for Garces with the single right here.
The pitch, fouled away, 0-1.
But maybe not. There's so many things that are going on right now, and this is what I mean by so many things. Out at second base, you have Tyler Hughes, which is not the fastest person on the team. So maybe a single doesn't actually score the run. You do have Alyssa Monet Garcia up at the plate.
This one's fouled down the third base line, 0-2.
She's able to hit the ball hard on the ground, but anything in the air, she probably is not going to have a whole lot behind it, so it's going to fall short. So once again, Tyler Hughes might not have the opportunity to come all the way around the base, around third to score. So a lot of chess game being played here.
And if Patlin can work her way out of this one, Greg, I mean, she yielded the leadoff single, and then after an out, had runners at first and second after another hit. It would be big for Hanford West to head back to the dugout, still tied at 7.
It seems like the whole team has settled down, especially on the defensive end. You don't see any more throwing errors, no more fielding errors.
This one is going to be pulled foul down that left field line again, and the count stays 0-2. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Once again, going into the corner to dig out a foul ball, Taylor Fulford. And as is tradition, often you let your third baseman touch it last and hand it to the pitcher. Don't throw that ball right back to the pitcher. Give it to your third baseman.
Man,
He'll take care of it from there.
Man, baseball and softball players are so superstitious.
That is true. The pitch. That is just off the plate,
Just
1-2.
outside.
Good spot to miss, though, right there.
Excellent.
If you're going to miss for Sadie Patlin.
That's where you want, exactly. You want something off the plate. You don't want anything that is over the plate, anything that she can get a chance, and when I say she, I mean Alyssa Monet Garcia, a chance to hit and put in play.
This one is going to be bounced towards short. This could do it unless it's bobbled. The throw to first is not in time. And on the error by the shortstop, the bases are loaded and the inning is extended for Garces.
And now that brings up your leadoff batter.
The very dangerous Maggie Ariola. On a 1-2 pitch, nice hustle down the line by Monet Garcia. Maggie Ariola singled and drove in 2 in the 4th inning. She's also walked and reached on a fielder's choice. She scored a couple of runs, 1 for 2 in the game.
She's got a chance right now here to break this game open yet again for Garces.
Patlin got the ground ball she wanted, but Guzman unable to come up with it cleanly. This pitch is outside, ball 1. Nowhere to put Ariola right here. The bases are full of Rams.
Seems I always start giving praise to something and something goes against it. I'm sorry. I might be a jinx.
Well, you were just saying baseball and softball players are superstitious. Now it's leaking over into the broadcast booth. 2-0 now on Ariola, but it's been the story of the day, Greg, for Hanford West. They get in a position where they can make a play and get themselves out of an inning, and errors have hurt the Huskies in this game.
Well, errors will always hurt. Who knows how many runs that the Garces Rams would actually have if they didn't have all the errors that they've had this game.
That's a pitch on the outside corner at the knees for a strike.
Good recovery there by Sadie Patlin to come back with an outside pitch for strike 1.
I count 4 errors in the game for Hanford West. Here's the 2-1. Fouled away. 2-2. Now it's a pitcher's count for Patlin.
And now she is now in control. And that's how fast this game switches from who's in control, where Maggie Ariola was in control 2-0, 2-1. Now at 2-2, the power shifts, so to speak.
Huskies are playing Ariola to pull. Big gap in right center. The center fielder, Matheny, now is going to shift back to straight away. Here's the pitch, off the plate, ball 3. The count is full. The runners will be in motion on 3-2. 2 down in the inning. Bases loaded in the top of the 5th. And a good battle here between Patlin and Ariola at the plate.
The tension's so thick here at the ballpark on this pitch, you can almost cut it with a knife.
Here's the pitch. It's going to be driven into the corner. Foul ball. Ariola was almost to second base by the time the foul ball called was made, and that was deep into the corner and just foul. Good call by our third base umpire. The count remains full. If she hits one there again, and if it stays fair, everyone's going to score because the runners are moving on the 3-2 pitch.
I was just about to point out the same thing. With everybody moving on contact, well, on the pitch, yeah, Alyssa Monet Garcia was going to score easily.
Ariola, a big at-bat. She's a senior. This is her last game at the high school level, and she'd like nothing more than to drive in a run or 2 or 3 right here. Patlin winds and delivers. Up in the air, should be playable. In comes Matheny. She makes the catch, and Patlin gets out of the inning. That is a huge out for Hanford West.
And now Hanford West can take this momentum and shift it over to the bats and take a lead here.
Wow, Patlin works her way out of it. What a battle. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The score, Garces 7, Hanford West 7.
You want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here today? Tell your school to sign up for the Play on Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
That was a huge out on the part of Sadie Patlin, and now she's hoping her teammates can do something with it in the bottom of the 5th inning. It'll be Taylor Fulford, the 9th hitter in the order for Hanford West. Then back to the top with Carson Guzman and Demi Balbina. So Coach Harger, a conversation with Taylor Fulford. 1 for 2 on the day is Fulford. An infield single. She is also grounded to short.
She does have tremendous speed. If she can get on, she can be the one that's going to break this tie here in the bottom of the 5th. Cassie Handels going back out on into the circle.
Another inning for Handel. You get a feeling that these managers are going to go with these pitchers as far as they can.
Yeah, I think so. I think they got them here, so let's ride them out. Let them finish off.
Well, a nice job by Patlin getting out of that last inning.
Yeah, let's see how much more magic she can weave here as we head to the top of the 6th. Or in the top of the 6th.
But first, the bottom of the 5th, and it'll be Taylor Fulford stepping in. Fulford batting from that left-hand side.
Like I said, Taylor Fulford does have the speed. If she gets on base right now, it would be a big boost to Hanford West.
The first pitch, she's going to drop one down. It's going to go right back to the pitcher, though, and a quick throw over. Retires the speedy Fulford, 1-3 on the putout. And there's one down in the inning.
Good job by Cassie Handel to get that ball out of her glove with the quickness.
Yeah.
With the speedy Fulford racing down the line.
If she had taken even another half a breath, Fulford's safe. You know you're fast when the compliment is, you better get rid of that ball. You don't even have time to breathe. Here's Guzman, who's going to foul this one straight up in the air. Metzger is looking for it. It's going to go out of play. That is strike 1. 2 for 3 on the day is Carson Guzman. A couple of infield singles. She scored a run last inning. Guzman to be followed by Balbina. The pitch. This is going to be bounced up the middle. That's going to get through for a single.
Good job by your leadoff batter. She's been on 3 to 4 times now. Excellent, excellent work.
2 times she's hit the ball in the hole. And Jenna Gorman came up with the ball but couldn't make the play at first. Now Gorman moves into the hole, and how frustrating is that as a shortstop? Then they hit the ball up the middle. It's like you need to clone yourself and play in 3 different spots.
Just a good piece of hitting, though, there by Carson Guzman.
Balbina, we'll see if she puts a bunt down. She's 1 for 3 in the game. She scored a run after reaching on an error. She singled in her last at-bat. She's going to take strike 1 there. So those 2 plays sandwiched around to pop out to second base. The count is 0-1.
On time, kid, and get on one. Here we go.
McKenna Young waits on deck. The pitch, rise ball, swung on and missed, but the ball gets away from Metzger, and on the pass ball down to second base goes Guzman.
Now you got a runner in scoring position with only 1 out. You have a chance to take the lead here in the bottom of the 5th.
So Balbina, on this at-bat, minimally her goal, get the runner into scoring position. She hasn't done anything to do that directly, but while on her watch, Guzman down at second base. Here's the 0-2. It's going to be driven, and it's going to be caught and doubled off is Guzman. What a play by Monet Garcia.
Great play by Monet Garcia. And what to be heads up. Not only tracking that ball down, but having the wherewithal to make a snap throw to second base to double off Guzman.
Guzman was thinking that ball was going to land, and Monet Garcia erases the threat. If she doesn't get to that ball, you're going to have runners at the corners and maybe even a run in. Instead, we go to the top of the 6th inning. The score remains 7-7 Garces at Hanford West in this Division II championship game. And folks, we want to let you know that this is not the last coverage that we're going to have from the Central section this year. We've got 5 more baseball games for you, and they're all tomorrow. 4 of them at 4:30, 1 at 7:30, provided our internet connection holds at all venues. We will have those games for you live. They will all be available on demand, whether they are live or not. You either get a chance to watch them twice or once, though our goal is twice. So check back on our broadcast schedule page at 4:30 tomorrow afternoon for 4 baseball games in the Central Section, 4 championships, and then the final game of the Central Section season at 7:30 p.m. And then the Central Section's year will be complete. But we've got more baseball and softball coming your way from other sections around the state of California, plus some track and field for you as well. It is all on your home and your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. It'll be Jenna Gorman to lead things off for Garces as we move to the top of the 6th inning. The number 2 hitter in the order for the Rams will be followed by Rachel Metzger and Nai Zube.
Well, we've completed 5 innings of softball, and the score is 7-7, so it might as well be 0-0.
We haven't gotten any closer to the outcome to deciding who's going to win this thing.
And now you have 2 innings of softball to play right now. So now everything is reset. Let's go ahead and get it started.
Amazing, Greg. You play a whole year, all the way back with practice in January when it's still cold outside. You can't even envision being on a field or even being warm for that matter. And now you're down to the championship game, and it's all about 2 innings. This one is going to be drilled into the corner, and it's going to hook foul. I mean, it's really ironic on the one hand that you do all this work all season long, and here you are tied in a game, and it really is about the next 6 outs for each team. And more if they're still tied after 7. We're going to play extras, folks. The count is 0-1. Gorman, 1 for 3 in the game. She had an infield single and scored in the first. Has flied out to right, popped to second.
It's so important to get that leadoff runner on base right now.
An off-speed pitch is high, 1-1.
Personally, I would like to see the pitchers work a little bit more with that off-speed pitch. Not necessarily here, but just to be able to utilize that. When you're throwing so hard, it's so fast, it's easy for a hitter to catch their timing on it.
This one is drilled towards center field, but a nice job going to her right. Jordan Matheny making the play.
And that's an example of what I'm talking about. As hard as Sadie Patlin's throwing, these hitters are just timing it up and starting to get good swings on balls. That was a line drive shot just right at the center fielder.
Well, Matheny in center for Hanford West, and Monet Garcia, the center fielder for Garces. Their last 3 balls have been put in play, have all gone to center fielders, and they've all made very nice plays on them, and some in spectacular fashion. There's 1 out in the inning. Metzger the batter, and she's going to take a strike. Metzger has been hit by a pitch, flied out to right, and walked.
Metzger's just a ball player. You just tell by the way she takes every approach to everything that she does, whether it be at the plate or even behind the dish as the catcher.
Here's the pitch from Patlin. Off speed is going to be fouled right over our heads. Good thing we didn't put Justin Gorley on top of the dugout on the first base side. We might have lost him on that one. The count's 0-2. He's our cameraman today, folks, and I know we're giving you a shot from through the fence line, but it was either that or we had to put him in full body armor on top of the dugout. And even then, that might have been a bit of a constricted view. Not a lot of great spacing sometimes at these high school venues, but we do the best we can for you. This pitch is going to be low.
Good eye by Metzger.
The count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Metzger 0 for 1 on the day. As I mentioned, she's reached base twice. Once on a hit batter, once on a walk. 1 out in the inning. We're in the top of the 6th. Pitch is low, 2-2.
Good eye, way to battle back into getting the count even now.
Well, Patlin trying to be careful. She's gotten 2 strikes on the 3-hitter who can do a lot of damage, Metzger, and you want to make sure that you don't give her something too good to hit while keeping it in the strike zone.
Yeah, and that's where we would like to what do they say, tickle the black, leave it a little bit.
This one lifted in the air to right. It's going to go into foul ground and out of play, and the count remains 2-2.
And sorry, what I mean by tickle the black there is make it look something that might be called a strike, but just a little bit off the corner so that the batter will take a hack at it.
And either miss it completely or hit a weak ground ball somewhere, a little pop-up to an infielder.
Yep, that's your goal as a pitcher. Unless you're a dominant strikeout pitcher that's going in there and looking for strikeouts, you want to kind of maximize your effort or in the circle in this case, and minimize your pitches. If you can do that, then you'll be way ahead.
This is drilled into left, and no, unable to get to that ball was the left fielder Fulford. She made a diving attempt at it, but it's going to fall for a base hit. And the first hit of the game for Metzger, a runner aboard with 1 down in the top of the 6th inning for the Rams.
Good job by Fulford to come up and try to sell it to the umpire, the third base umpire there, who he wasn't falling for it. He saw that ball hit.
Bonkowski on to run. Once again, the courtesy runner for Metzger, kind of like being your running valet is Bonkowski, her opportunities to get on the field are completely dependent upon Metzger's on-base percentage.
Well, what's good about that, though, is Bonkowski stays involved in the game, too. So if she does have to come in and pinch hit, she's already been in the game, so to speak.
Ube bounces 1 foul, strike 1. Ube on the day, 0 for 3. She struck out looking, fly to left, and grounded out to the third baseman, Darpley, who stepped on the bag for the 3rd out of the 4th inning. That was the last time Garces had runs, and they had a 7-3 lead after that, but Hanford West responded with 4 of their own. And that is how we've gotten to the 7-7 game. This is in the air and playable for Darpley, who's going to settle under it for the 2nd out.
Big out right there on the number 4 hitter on Ube. Excellent work there by Sadie Patlin to get that 2nd out.
And Cassie Handel now to the plate. Handel 1 for 2. She singled to lead off the 5th inning. She's flied out to right. A sacrifice fly and an RBI back in the 1st.
Big gap out there in left center.
Strike 1 from Patlin, who's looking to get out of this again. Patlin's done a good job battling through some adversity. She struggled a bit in the 1st and the 4th, but worked her way out of it. Had a bases loaded jam in the 5th that she got out of as well. Now a runner on first with 2 down in the top of the 6th. Off speed, and that is way up. And the count is 1-1.
Yeah, and I was saying that before, you need to work on it. And by work on it, I mean have that release look a little bit more like your fastball or Arias ball. If you can have the release look the same, but it comes out at a totally different speed, you can totally fool the hitter there, put them on the front foot, have the weight transfer.
Looked like that. She released that changeup late. Nice job smothering that one, McKenna Young.
Good stop there and keeping the runner at bay there, or Bonkowski at bay there at first base.
She smothered that one like an NHL goalie.
I was waiting to see her go into butterfly there. But excellent work there.
Not too late to put her in some pads, get her in some skates, and send her up to the Sharks-Kings game down in L.A. today.
Be nice.
Here's the 2-1. This is foul to back and out of play, and the count's even at 2-2.
All right, Patlin's ahead here. If she could sit down handle, it'd be huge because now you have 6 outs to their 3 outs to score 1 run, at least 1 for the win.
We're tied at 7. The pitch. That is going to float into left field for a base hit. Nice 2-strike hitting by Handel. She keeps the inning alive. And with runners in first and second, that's going to bring Julian Froelich to the plate.
And Cassie Handel looked like she hit that one off the handle as it was knuckling out there towards left field. Good attempt there by Carson Guzman to track that ball down, but it still lands in the outside, or lands in the outfield grass for a single.
Now Froelich, who has struck out twice, once looking, once swinging, and her last at-bat flied out to left. 2 down in the inning, 2 on. Froelich can race, Greg. A tough day at the plate with a single.
It's tough, especially if you're a runner.
This is up in the air, and this is playable if someone can get to it, and McKenna Young does, and that ends the inning. 2 runners, or at least the half inning, the top half of the 6th. 2 runners stranded. We move to the bottom of the 6th inning. 7-7, and Hanford West with an opportunity.
Play on Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play on Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/playonnetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, playonsports.com.
Well, if you're going to make a move, if you're Hanford West, now would be a great time to do it. McKenna Young, Jade Darpley, and Jordan Matheny coming up, your 3, 4, and 5 hitters, and any one of them with one swing of the bat can put Hanford West in the driver's seat going into the top of the 7th inning. Cassie Handel out for another inning of work, and this will be the 4th look at Handel that Young, Darpley, and Matheny will have had in the game. So a great chance for Hanford West.
When you see a pitcher 3 or 4 times, now you start to get down her release point, where she's releasing the ball. And the sooner you can locate a ball out of the pitcher's hands, the better chance you have at reacting to where that ball is going to be.
McKenna Young has scored twice in the game, driven in a run. A single to right, a single to left. She's popped out to third base. She's 2 for 3 in the game.
Matt, get that bat square, Matt.
A conference out near the pitching rubber inside the circle by the Garces Rams, who are looking to play some tough D and keep it tied going into the 7th. You can hear the Hanford West crowd behind us starting to get a little bit more animated.
Yeah, you can feel kind of like the tension, like, all right, we need to do something here, and this will be a great time to do it.
Outfield playing straight away. Here's the first pitch from Handel. Strike 1.
Good pitch.
Not a bad idea. Take till you get a strike is what Young is thinking. Now thinking as a leadoff hitter, I want to get on.
Yep.
Put pressure on the defense.
Absolutely, and Cassie Handler has shown some times of having some trouble finding the strike zone.
This one is lifted in the air, but to center field, it's shallow, coming in, it's going to fall for a base hit. And now Young is a little bit in no man's land and is going to dive back into first base. That was a play where there was hesitation all the way around. I think the second baseman, Maggie Ariola, thought the ball was deeper than it was. That would have been an easy play for her on the edge of the dirt there, but instead, Monet Garcia couldn't reach it, and it is a single to center for McKenna Young.
I think Monet Garcia thought that Maggie Ariola was going to get that ball. She looked down, saw that Ariola wasn't moving or shifting forward, and then broke into a full sprint to catch that ball.
Well, and with a backspin on the ball, as this one's going to be fouled straight back by Darpley, 0-1. With the backspin on the ball, Greg, and the wind pushing it back in, both players misjudging it a little bit. And there is a leadoff runner aboard. Jade Darpley doubled in 2 and scored in the first, flew out in the third, got hit by a pitch and scored in the fourth. She is 1 for 2. The 0-1. This is in the air to left center, and making the grab is the left fielder. Nice job, Froelich, cutting right in front of Monet Garcia. That could have been a nasty collision there, but instead there's one out in the inning.
Yeah, I looked up and I thought that they might have collided. I don't think either of them saw each other, and no one really took charge or command out there to say, hey, I got this, peel off. And that's what you want to do. I'm kind of surprised that they didn't bunt there. You wanted to move, you had that leadoff runner on. Even if it's your 4 hitter, you want to lay down and just move that runner in a scoring position.
And here's a bunt and a great catch by the third baseman. What a play by Ube.
Ube, excellent work to get down and dirty to catch that ball before it hit the ground.
And there are 2 down in the inning.
And just like that, you get that leadoff runner on, but 2 outs in the inning. tough place to be for Hanford West.
Aaliyah Barraza, who tripled in 2 runs and scored back in the 4th. She scored the tying run after making it a 1-run game with that 2 RBI triple. She's also walked and reached on an error. 1 for 2.
She had a great approach last at bat.
This one is way high, and the throw down to second base is going to go into center field, but right behind it, Monet Garcia. The stolen base for Young is in scoring position now, and a base hit could give Hanford West a lead.
Young had a great jump on that, on the pitch. Even with the perfect throw, I don't think they'd get her. She was there.
Yeah, and even the ball came in high on the rise ball, and Metzger had to reach up, get it, and try to rifle off a throw.
Yep, and that goes back to saying that when you send runners in motion, a lot of things have to happen. There's
Swing and a miss.
A lot of moving parts.
Swing and a miss, strike 1. The count is 1-1. We have 2 down in the bottom of the 6th inning. The score tied at 7 in this Division II championship game in the Central section. Garces on the road at Hanford West. The 1-1. That's a rise ball, ball 2. Matheny thinking a lot, McKenny Young thinking a lot about taking third, but you don't want to make the final out at third base.
No,
you're in
You're
scoring
already
position here.
Yeah, you're already in scoring position with 2 outs. Anything hit, you're going to be off on the crack of the bat, so you might as well just
swing and a miss, strike 2.
Cassie Handel reached back a little bit, and put a little more oomph on that fastball there, and put it right by Barraza.
Nice job by Handel. Cassie Handel has been pitching a very good game. She's given up 7 runs, but not all of them have been earned. Here's the 2-2. That is up in the air. It is going into foul territory. It is going to land on the grass. And second life here for Barraza, is unable to get to that ball, was Haley Witt. That would have been a spectacular play in the corner if Witt had managed to grab that one.
Yeah, Witt was playing just in front of the bag, too. That was a long run for her. She almost made it all the way to, she almost got that ball, though. It just landed just inches away from her glove.
Barraza being shaded slightly to right. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That is low. And the count is full. Not necessarily a running situation for McKenna Young.
No, not with Kristen Heffley on deck here.
The pitch, strike 3, looking.
Ooh, she didn't even look like she was going to swing the bat at all on that last pitch. Great pitch by Cassie Handel to strike out Barraza looking.
And we go to the top of the 7th inning. Still tied here at Hanford West High School, 7-7. You're following the action here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports in the Central Section Softball Championships.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here today? Tell your school to sign up for the Play on Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Jeff Kurtz alongside Greg Olivier. We go to the top of the 7th inning, and it's the 7, 8, 9 hitters in the order for Garces: Tyler Hughes, Haley Witt, and Alyssa Monet Garcia. And from first glance, you'd say 7, 8, 9 hitters in the order. Not too bad. Sadie Patlin should be able to be working with the weaker hitters in a batting order in the 7, 8, and 9 spots, but not today. Tyler Hughes is 3 for 3. Haley Witt is 2 for 3. She's also reached on a fielder's choice. And Alyssa Monet Garcia is 1 for 2 with a sacrifice bunt. They've also combined for a double and an RBI. They've scored 4 runs, that group of 3 players. So this is by no means a cakewalk for Sadie Patlin, this bottom half of the Garces order.
And actually, I think Coach D'Amato would rather have them up right now than anybody else, the table setters, for his big bats as they come through the lineup.
They have combined for more hits than anyone else in the order. 6 hits for those 3 batters. The first 3 in the order have combined for 3, and the second 3 in the order have 2. So 11 hits in the game, and 6 of them from these next 3 batters. 3 of them from the woman at the plate, Tyler Hughes, who has singled to left twice. She singled to right and scored in the fourth.
She's just, and I said it before, but I don't think I could say it enough. She's just had a great approach to hitting. Does everything that you want to do as a hitter. Go with the pitch. If it's outside, take it the other way. If it's inside, pull the ball. And that's what she's done today. Excellent job by this young woman.
Here's Patlin, who is going to yield a single to center field for Hughes, who has hit for the single cycle. What's that? Where it's you hit to every part of the outfield. Runner on at first on one pitch.
Once again, just a great piece of hitting. Fastball right down the middle. She drove it right back up. Great hitting position, opened up her hips, drove that ball right back up the middle.
We may have a runner for the designated player, Tyler Hughes, who has lived up to what her coaches wanted in this ball game. Go out and get me some hits. Okay, I'll get 4 of them. And running for her is Bunkoski. Bunkoski has been running for Metzger 3 times. Now she's running for Hughes.
Yeah, I don't know if she's a real threat to steal, though.
But certainly quicker than Hughes on the base pass.
Yes, I would agree with that. And here is where you really are going to want to just go ahead and lay down a bunt or something just to move that runner over into scoring position.
So a conversation with the West coaching staff and our home plate umpire. I think about who they put in because Gonzalez ran for Hughes the first time around. But now Bunkoski running the second time around. And the batter is Haley Witt. And I would be shocked if she doesn't bunt here, even though she's doubled and singled and scored twice and reached on a fielder's choice. This situation seems to scream for a sacrifice and putting a runner into scoring position would then be 1 out.
I agree wholeheartedly with your statements there,
There's
partner.
the bunt. There's the ball down. Patlin's going to throw to first. And the runner advances to second on the sacrifice bunt.
There we go. Now you got your runner in scoring position with Alyssa Monet Garcia coming up to plate.
And she is 1 for 2 with a single, an RBI, a run scored. She's reached on an error and also has a sacrifice bunt in this game.
I don't know if you really want to sacrifice bunt here again. No. You want to hit the ball, a single here.
Well, look, you've got Ariola on deck. So even if Monet Garcia doesn't come through, you've still got a big hitter behind her. So you might as well let her take her hacks. All it takes is 1 run, and you've got yourself a lead going into the bottom of the 7th inning. Ariola, who's waiting in the on-deck circle, is 1 for 3 with 2 runs driven in and 2 runs scored. And a big battle in the 5th inning with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Ariola flew out to center field on a nice play by Jordan Matheny. So Monet Garcia, in the meantime, though, you can't overlook her.
Nope.
Because she's also driven in a run in this game. And has put the ball in play every single time she has been at the plate.
She has a chance to go ahead and give her team the lead here in the top of the 7th, though. And that's what you want as a hitter. I personally have always wanted the spotlight. Give me the chance to do something big at the plate.
Now, flip side, they're staying away from her on the first pitch. Do you try to set up a force-out situation and try to pitch around Monet Garcia?
I don't think so. I don't think you want to face Maggie Ariola with only 1 out and runners on first and second. I think you pitch here for the out.
A rise ball 2-0. And if I'm Monet Garcia, I'm taking until I get a strike.
Yeah, maybe even 2 now at this point.
Sadie Patlin's been in the circle the entire game for West, as is her counterpart Cassie Handel for Garces. Here's the pitch. That's in there on the inside corner for strike 1.
Good pitch. You wonder if the moment is too big for any of these players.
Nobody seems to be flinching yet in the face of it.
And I was going to say that they all have a great approach. And we said earlier in the broadcast, they played each other before. This isn't a surprise to either of these teams, but they did play each other early in the year. And talking to both coaches, they said that the biggest thing that their teams have grown up or matured coming into this championship game. So it's a completely different team than what they saw earlier in the season.
You want to be peaking at the right time. Here's the 2-2. It's going to be lifted right in front of the plate. McKenna Young is there, and there are 2 down in the inning.
Once again, you got to watch that bat. And she just stepped on it. That can roll an ankle real quick, too.
2 down, the runner at second base.
But now you have to go after Maggie Ariola. You don't want to kind of flirt around with her and then bring up Jenna Gorman.
Well, you could pitch around Ariola and get to Gorman. Gorman 1 for 4 on the day. Ariola 1 for 3. And seems to be the more dangerous of the two just from our own perspective here along the first baseline. But let's see what Patlin elects to do. She is going to see this first offering lined off the third base dugout, strike 1.
A little bit tough, the sun, for a left-handed batter. It's kind of coming down over the tennis courts. I don't think it's really in her eyes, but it can start to flirt with your peripheral vision now.
Yeah, in your screen, it's to the left.
And the pitch.
That's strike 2.
And now she's way ahead here is Sadie Patlin. She doesn't want to give her, and like I said before throughout this broadcast, don't give her something too much over the plate. Don't catch too much of a strike. Put it either inside corner, outside corner, something high, something that she'll chase and make her get herself out.
This one is low, 1-2.
And something like that. That is a perfect pitch, 0-2. That's something that a hitter might jump at the chance and doesn't want to get rung up on a called strike 3. So they're flailing away at that outside corner pitch.
Another big at-bat for Maggie Ariola, a chance to help her team. Patlin trying to set it down. That's low and outside, 2-2.
Yeah.
Ariola, who's going to Notre Dame next year in her final game. Sadie Patlin in her final game, both seniors.
Needs to throw a nice strike right here. Something off the corner, nothing over the heart of the plate.
The 2-2 pitch.
Like
on the corner, strike 3 called, and Ariola can't believe it. And Patlin gets out of it, stranding a runner in scoring position.
Good pitch. And now you go into the bottom half of your inning needing only 1 run to win this game.
We will keep it right here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. What a game we are seeing unfold in front of us here at Hanford West High School. And now it is the 7, 8, 9 hitters for Hanford West who are going to have an opportunity, though they've not been nearly as effective as the Hughes-Witt-Monet Garcia combination for Garces. Heffley will lead off, followed by Madison Garcia and Taylor Fulford. They are your scheduled hitters. Heffley so far today 0 for 2 with a walk. She's reached on an error. She's struck out looking. Garcia 0 for 2, though she has been hit by a pitch. And Taylor Fulford, an infield single. She is 1 for 3. Yeah. But this is what it takes right here in the 7th inning is you got to go with what you got, and at any point in time you could be a hero even if you've struggled at the plate or maybe not had your best game at the plate. And right now Heffley was getting an in-your-face pep talk from Aaliyah Barraza with a smile on her face. But
it's so important right now to get this leadoff runner on. If the leadoff runner can get on, once again, you're putting that much pressure onto the defense to make good plays.
Cassie Handel trying to force us into extra innings.
She's done a great job in the circle today. She hasn't really given, she's been touched up, but a lot of errors contributed to the runs that have crossed the plate. So
both pitchers have yielded runs. Athletes getting clutch hits, pitchers making big pitches and getting outs with runners in scoring position. This game's had a little bit of everything so far. We've got a
very exciting game.
Some controversial calls, at least as far as our fans are concerned, both sides. And usually if they're complaining about you on both dugouts, you've been calling a good game. This pitch is high and away, ball 1.
That's usually the general rule of thumb.
If they're both thinking you're not doing very well,
you must be doing well.
Right. Yeah, you're doing something right. Here's the 1-0. Strike 1 on the corner.
Good pitch. Way to pop the glove right there. Nice fastball. And you can feel the crowd starting to get a little more energy into this bottom of the 7th right now.
Well, one swing and we could be done. We've reached that stage of the game. Here's the pitch. That's going to be in the dirt. It's going to get away from Metzger. The count's 2-1.
We were talking about the swirling winds, and as I look, you look at left field, winds are blowing in. Center field, they're blowing towards us, still in. But you look out towards right center, and it's blowing out from left to right. You look down the right field line, and there's barely a breeze down there.
You're really going to have to get a hold of one to get one out today. There's a strike on the corner, and the count's even at 2-2.
Good pitch. Now Kristen Heffley's going to have to choke up and just make contact with the ball. Anything close, take a hack at it.
Handles 2-2 delivery. Outside, and the count is 3-2. Metzger giving our home plate umpire a long look at that one, but the count is now full, and that's a good call right there. That pitch was up and outside.
Yep, full count though. Now Kristen Heffley's going to have to really zone in right here. Anything close, take a hack at. Anything way out of the zone, leave it alone.
The payoff pitch. Strike 3 called, and there's one down. That is the second strikeout in a row. Both batters caught looking.
Too close to look at, partner. You gotta get the bat off your shoulder at this point and at this juncture in the game.
Handle gets the first out, a big out. And Madison Garcia is the batter. Garcia 0 for 2. She's been hit by a pitch. One down in the inning. Handle with the corners in. Delivers the first one. It's going to be bounced towards third. A one-hopper, easily grabbed. Ube throws over to Witt, and we are with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th.
And that brings up Taylor Fulford.
Fulford singled into the infield in the second inning. She's grounded to short, and bounced to pitcher. Behind her is Carson Guzman.
She's got good wheels once again. Look for her to get that running start towards first base and slap something to the left side of the field.
And she's going to do exactly that, and it's going to be a foul ball. That ball went foul. Ube missed it with her glove, and so it's just a strike down the line.
Woo! Real close to being a fair ball there and having trouble there for Garces. If that ball is called fair and it starts rolling to the fence with full first speed, she could be on third, but at least she would be in scoring position, definitely.
Here's the pitch. That's a strike on the corner.
He's saying she's offered at it, so Taylor Fulford not really pleased with that call, looking back a little flabbergasted, but when you offer at it, yeah, offer at it, outside pitch, that's what you want to do with these left-handed batters that are running in the box.
The 0-2, that's a little low, 1-2. That's one of the problems when you are doing that is you can, if you overrun it as you're getting your running start on the swing, you can end up whiffing or not being able to reach the pitch in the outside corner. Handle as a 1-2 count with 2 outs and nobody on in the bottom of the 7th. Strike 3 looking.
And it looks like we're going to go extra innings, ladies and gentlemen. So strap in, buckle up, hold on to your seats. Here we go into the top of the 8th.
Nice job by Handle getting the 1-2-3 inning. We go to the top of that 8th inning right here at Hanford West High School. And the score remains Garces 7 and Hanford West 7.
Play on Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us on Play on Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/playonnetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports. PlayOnSports.com.
Jeff Kurtz alongside Greg Olivier, Justin Gorley providing all the video today. We are in the top of the 8th inning. Why not, Greg? Extra innings in Division II? It couldn't be any other way. Why would we conclude the softball season without some extra inning play? And that's what we've got here. It's going to be Jenna Gorman, Rachel Metzger, and Nice Ube, who are going to be batting 2, 3, and 4 in the order for Garces.
this is what we expected for championship softball here. I would rather have something like this than a blowout. And this just goes to show how hard these ladies have fought to, A, get to this position, and B, still be playing in these playoffs right now. So I tip my hat to them. Let's do some extra innings work.
Sadie Patlin back out for her 8th inning of work. Everything magnified at this juncture. Tied at 7. We have not had any runs since the 4th. And the batter is Gorman. Gorman now in her 5th plate appearance. 1 for 4, an infield single in the first. She scored a run in that inning.
And you said it right. Everything now is magnified because just one run, and that could be the end of the game.
Fouled away. 0-1. And then as we look at the 8th inning for Hanford West, they're back to the top of their order in Guzman, Balbina, and Young. So we've got the meat of both orders coming up here for both of these teams. It is not easy for either one of these pitchers right now. Patlin's pitch is going to be bounced foul, 0-2.
And now she's way ahead. That's what she wants. She can throw something off speed here to get her on her front foot. She can throw a rise ball up at her eyes to get her enticed to chase a pitch. She can throw something on the outside corner or a curveball backdoor corner for a called strike 3. She's got a lot of options here when you have the count 0-2.
Patlin struck out 4 in the game today. This pitch is going to be bounced towards shortstop. Nice job, long throw, and Gorman is retired. 6-3 on the putout. Good play by Guzman, and there's 1 down in the inning.
Good, strong throw by Guzman. Way to set her base to make that throw. I thought she was going to have problems getting that ball out of her glove, but, man, that was in and out in a heartbeat. So that brings up the catcher, Rachel Metzger again.
Metzger, 1 for 2. She's been walked. She's been hit by a pitch. Singled in her last at-bat. She's also flied out to right. Off-speed pitch is up, ball 1.
Well, I like to change speed. Locations leave something to desire because you don't really want to miss anything off speed up. But good job.
Yeah, she had Metzger way out in front.
Yep. And that's what you want to do when you change speeds.
This pitch is going to be towards right field. It's going to get under the glove of the right fielder, Heffley. And here goes Metzger to second base. She's going to third base, and she's going to hold right there with a triple. Don't know if Heffley maybe lost that in the sun as it's dipping down over that third base dugout. It was going to be a tough play either way. She gambled, and instead Metzger with a triple with 1 out.
Oh, 1 out. I would like to see a bunt here. I don't know. I think you swing away in this situation. You want to put something out there a little ways. Bunting just leaves the ball too close to the plate in order to make a play on Metzger at the plate.
And Metzger isn't the fastest player on the team. Ube, 0 for 4. She struck out looking in the first, flied to left in the third, grounded out to third, and flied out to third. 0 for 4. The chant of Garces from the crowd supporting the Rams that have come out in full force down that third base line. We're tied at 7. We're in the top of the 8th inning.
You just feel the electricity in the air right now for coming from the Garces side.
Here's a pitch that's up, ball 1. The go-ahead run for Garces down at third base in the form of Rachel Metzger. 1 down in the inning. Ube with a 1-0 count. The pitch, it's going to be pulled foul. 1-1.
This one's getting tougher even for us there, partner.
Ube liked that swing and jumped in the air in frustration. And boy, the sun is really tough. I don't even think the ball being thrown back into Carson Guzman at shortstop, I don't even think she saw it coming in from the left fielder, Fulford. So that's something to keep in mind. Is can the player see the ball coming in from the outfield when it goes to that left-hand side?
I don't know. That's a tough sun, and it's starting to get lower and lower right into the eye of the players here.
The 1-1. Off speed, up in the air, playable. It's McKenna Young who collides with Darpley. Darpley, I don't know if either player called. the other one off, but that could have been dropped. Instead, they're two down. That is a big out for Patland.
Huge out. Good job by McKenna
Young. Yeah, nice concentration.
Just to keep her eye on that ball and not be thrown off, because Jay Darpley was also coming in hard over there at third, and neither of them called the ball. Once again, that comes back to fundamentals, though. That could have easily dropped between both of them, or they could have bumped into each other and the ball fell out, and that would have left
Ube with another
Ube up,
opportunity.
with another chance at the plate.
Now Cassie Handel, who, as is often said in a game when a pitcher's hitting, can help herself in a big way. She's got 2 hits. She's driven in a run. She's 2 for 3. Here's the pitch. She hits it into the air. There's a base hit, and Garces has the lead. Cassie Handel with the RBI single to left with 2 outs, and Garces has reclaimed the lead. They are up 8-7.
First pitch she saw, drove it, looked like a fastball right over the heart of the plate. She had no problem handling that pitch, turning on it and driving that into left field.
And now Jillian Froelich, 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts. She fouls this one back, 0-1. And now Garces with the lead, looking for an insurance run. We'll see if Handel is on the move from first base.
Cassie Handel ended up going to Vanguard University when she leaves here this year.
Well, they're going to be getting a good one in Cassie Handel.
Absolutely.
This pitch is going to be low, 1-1.
Froelich, for somebody that has struck out twice, she's not really pressing here, and usually that's what you'll see with somebody that is not having good success at the plate. They'll start to press and start to swing at pitches out of the strike zone or away, and something that is not them. So she's done a great job, though, here. She put a good swing on the first pitch. Watch that second pitch go by for ball 1.
This one's in the air, but playable for the shortstop, Guzman. She makes the catch. That ends the top half of the 8th inning. But a run for the Garces Rams. Handel responds with a single to left, and it's an 8-7 ball game, and the last opportunity for the Hanford West Huskies in the bottom of the 8th inning coming up.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here today? Tell your school to sign up for the Play On Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP. So Coach D'Amato having his team come in together right there, right in front of the dugout, and talk about and discuss what they're going to have to do here in the bottom half of the 8th to get out of this, or get out of the inning and get out of here with a win. Great job by Cassie Handler in the circle here. She's got 3 more outs to go, though. And I'm pretty sure Hanford West batters are coming up and have something else to say about what's going to happen or the outcome of this game. They just need 1 run, and it's very easy. If you can get that leadoff runner on base and move him over to second, now you have a chance to go ahead and tie this game up. Very, very easy. Not a whole lot has to happen, but it is so important to get that leadoff runner on board because that puts so much pressure on the defense, and now Cassie Handler and the rest of the defense to make good plays all the way around.
Handel on the rubber today has gone 7 innings so far, and she's going to be facing Carson Guzman, Demi Balbina, and McKenna Young. Guzman, 3 for 4. 2 infield singles, a single to center. She scored a run. She could very easily be 4 for 4, Greg, except for a nice play back in the first inning. Now, Guzman, Balbina, Young. 1, 2, 3 in the order to face the senior, Cassie Handel, who's looking to win the ball game and a title for Garces and knock in the game-winning run on top of it. She's going to start Guzman off with a strike.
Good pitch there. Carson Guzman looking to extend the game here. And like I said, if she can get on right now, that'll be a huge thing for Hanford.
This one is going to be into the hole. Grab, long throw, and out is Guzman on a nice defensive play by Jenna Gorman. There's 1 down.
Good play by Gorman in the hole and to make a strong throw. over to Haley Witt. Good job to get that leadoff out.
And the batter is Demi Balbina. 1 for 4 today. She has singled, flied out to second base and center. She's reached on an error in the first and scored a run. The pitch. Strike one. Boy, Handel really feeling it now. I think there's a lot of adrenaline flowing through her veins at this particular point, especially after driving in what's right now the go-ahead run for Garces.
Yeah, she's really pumped up right now, and it's hard for her to even miss right now.
The 0-1. That's going to be drilled over the second baseman's head. It's going to roll all the way into the gap. Heading to second base and holding there with a double is Demi Balbina.
Good piece of hitting by Demi Balbino to drive that ball the other way and have it roll all the way to the fence. Get around quickly over to second base. Now you have a runner scoring position with only 1 out, and your big hitter up, McKenna Young.
Young, 3 for 4 in the game with an RBI, 3 singles. And decision time for Coach D'Amato. Do you put her on and get a force-out situation? That would put the go-ahead run at first base. Right now, the go-ahead run at the plate, the tying run at second base.
Tough decision here by the coach. I think he's going to walk her.
Oh, it looks like they're going to pitch to her to start out. Here's the first pitch.
Oh.
And that's going to hit her. Well,
same thing, except it's 3 less pitches now, right?
That's right. First and second with 1 out. Now you have a force out and perhaps a double play opportunity. Jade Darpley, the batter. She doubled in 2 and scored in the first. Also reached when she was hit by a pitch and scored in the fourth. A couple of flyouts to left around that. She's 2 for 3.
Yeah, she has a chance to drive one in here and tie this game up here.
A single could tie that game. Anything more could score Young from first. So it looked like Handel was going to cruise, but now she's got a little bit of nervous time out there in the circle.
Yeah, she got it right in the elbow on a rise ball on the inside.
That's a pitch that's high, ball 1. 1-0 to Darpley.
Now, Darpley has had good approaches to this whole game as far as hitting is concerned. And she looks like she's ready to drive one right now.
The 1-0. Up in the air on a rise ball, and it's going to be out of play.
A game of inches, my friend, a game of inches. An inch back, and Rachel Metzger has a play on that ball. So new life there for Jade Darpley to still drive in the run here.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners at first and second for the Huskies. The pitch. That is in there for strike 2.
Yeah, and as soon as I said she had good approaches to at bats, the second pitch she saw was a rise ball up and around her eyes, and she took a swing at it. And now she's put herself in this hole. 1 ball, 2 strikes with only 1 out.
The pitch from Handel. That's up in the air. It's going to be pulled foul into the crowd and maybe even to the tennis courts there beyond the left field foul line. And the count remains 1-2.
She might be pushing a little bit, Jade Darpley here, pressing herself a little bit, feeling the pressure of the actual championship game on the bottom of the 8th here.
Jade, look down and drive it up the middle, kid.
Jordan Matheny is on deck. Darpley, meanwhile, still alive with a count 1-2. Handles pitch. It's going to be bounced towards short. Here's a throw to third. Safe! Wow, what hustle by Demi Balbina. And on the fielder's choice, the bases are full of Huskies.
Tough play for the shortstop, Jenna Gorman.
Not a bad idea to go short like that.
No, she was trying to get the lead runner, and you can't really fault her for that. The ball was hit to her sharply, and all it is a quick turn, but all it took was that quick turn. Now, Coach D'Amato going out to talk to the umpire over at third base. He was on the call, though. I really don't think he's got a leg to stand on here.
Yeah, that looked like it was a tie.
And then remember in elementary school, tie goes a runner.
That's right. That's right. That's the universal adage right there. It also helps when you're trying to get ice cream and you're battling your toddler for it. Meanwhile here, there's a little bit more than ice cream on the line.
Absolutely. And now a base hit could win this game. Something that's hit hard. That last ball was hit really hard. It was just right at the shortstop. I thought it might have got through, but I saw the shortstop setting up in the hole, Jenna Gorman. So
here's Matheny. And she's going to be hit by a pitch, and the game is tied.
And now this crowd goes ecstatic.
Wow.
First pitch right on the leg.
And it's Matheny driving in the tying run when she's hit by a pitch, and Aaliyah Barraza has a chance to drive in the winning run with 1 out. She is 2 runs batted in this game. She is 1 for 3 with a triple. She has walked, struck out, and reached on an error.
This crowd is ecstatic right now.
They're going to go nuts behind us.
I'm having a hard time seeing or thinking right now. Here we go, though. Oh, we got time call.
Time is called, and the pitching coach, Michaela Gardner, is going to go out and talk to Handel and see if she can settle her down. 8-8 in the 8th with 1 out. The runner at third. The winning run is McKenna Young. Darpley and Matheny over at second and first, respectively. Matheny with the best hit batter she's ever going to have in her life. Driving in a run there to tie the ball game when she was hitting the leg. That is a bruise she will cherish and probably draw a circle around with a pen and
this was the
see
one.
if it sticks around at school on Monday or Tuesday.
This was the one. And here we go with only 1 out, too.
Let's go, Aaliyah, on time, kid.
A lot of pressure now on Cassie Handel right now here. With only 1 out, she's got to throw strikes here. There's nowhere to put her.
Barraza the batter. The first pitch. A little low, ball 1. Do you see Barraza taking until she gets a strike here? Given the struggles that Handel's having with her control at the moment.
It's a double-edged sword. I would think, yeah, I would take until that point, but
here's the pitch. That's a strike at the knees. 1-1.
Good call.
2 hit batters in the inning by Handel.
That's rough. That's rough. 2 hit batters, a single, fielder's choice, and
that's strike 2.
Well, that whole adage to take till you get a strike, it's not take till you get 2 strikes. We need
This one's in the air to left. It's going to fall. Here comes the runner from third, and Hanford has won the ball game. Aaliyah Barraza gets it done and drives in Young from third, and Hanford West wins it in 8 innings, 9-8.
What a game. Excellent, excellent showing by these young ladies here. Stay tuned for the PlayOnSports.com postgame show where we will select our player of the game and have a live interview with that player. That's coming up following the game on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Wow, what a ball game we just had.
What a turn of events there for Cassie Handel.
Hanford West gets it done. And they get it done in dramatic fashion with a huge win over Garces. They trailed most of the game, but they had all that they needed in the 8th inning and extra innings to get the win, 9-8.
Just a great game there by both clubs. Good job from both clubs here. Excellent work. Unfortunately, there can only be one winner in this case, and Hanford West comes out with the win.
That's just amazing. I mean, what more can you say?
Not too much more there, partner. Excellent work. Like I said, congratulations to those young ladies from Hanford West. They deserved it. Great, well-fought game, especially when getting down early in the game and then being able to come back and tie it up and then battle. And then even losing the lead there in the top of the 8th to come back and win it.
Just a fantastic game by both teams. It's one of those games, Greg, where you hate to see someone that's going to have to lose this one, but it was Garces who had the lead throughout most of it. It looked like Cassie Handel was going to be your hero, but instead it is Aaliyah Barraza driving in the game-winning run.
Absolutely. And once again, just an excellent effort there. Good job by Coach Harger to not give up either. And even when the ladies got down in that first, or in the top of the 8th there, Jeff, and to come back and just have the wherewithal to stay within themselves and take advantage of the mistakes that Cassie Handel made in the circle by hitting those two batters.
Yeah, those were huge plays right there. Folks, we're just compiling our last bit of statistics here before we turn our attention to the PlayOnSports.com postgame show, but we got it up there for you. 8 runs, 14 hits, 2 errors for Garces, 9 runs, 12 hits, 4 errors for Hanford West, but the biggest hit, the last one by Aaliyah Barraza. She will be our PlayOnSports.com player of the game. We will have her for you after the awards ceremony and a live interview with Aaliyah Barraza right here on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. Please stay with us, folks. Back here on PlayOnSports.com. It's the PlayOnSports.com post-game show. Jeff Kurtz joined by our player of the game, Aaliyah Barraza of the Hanford West Huskies. 3 runs batted in the game, but the game-winning hit and RBI, the biggest of the bunch. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
How does it feel to have a walk-off single to win the ball game for your team?
It feels amazing. It feels very wonderful to do this.
Positively giddy. That's what you are right now. Talk about your approach as you go up to hit. You've just seen your teammate take a hit to the leg. She takes first base. The game is now tied. Did that bring extra pressure or less pressure as you went up to the plate?
Extra pressure.
And why?
Because I get nervous with bases loaded, and I just freak out.
Well, you look very calm. If you're freaking out, it's all internal. We couldn't see it on this end. Meanwhile, as you were hitting the ball and the ball's going into the outfield, what's going through your mind as you're running to first base?
I did it, and then we won. All this hard work has paid off.
You know, you get down to this particular point. You've put in all that time since January. Here you are in the 8th inning. They take the lead. And what was the mood like in the dugout when you guys came in after that inning and they went up 8-7?
It was sort of upsetting, and we knew we had to get up. We had to win. We knew we had to score. We would do whatever we want. Joe got hit. We had to do whatever we want.
Well, and now, did anybody say any inspiring words? Like, who got you guys more focused after, it'd be easy to come in dejected and think, well, this game is over. But who said something, or did anybody have to say anything at that point?
Mostly every single one of the girls brought us all up. Taylor Fulford was probably the most inspiring out of this whole entire game. She never gave up on us.
And talk about the performance of Sadie Patlin. I mean, she struggled in some innings but made some big outs in others. It must be really good and a great feeling for you to win this one for her in her senior year.
She did great. She had a great year. For her struggling, she did amazing.
Well, how are you guys going to celebrate this one? Does it get any better than this?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, we're going to let you go and celebrate in whatever way you see fit. Aaliyah Barraza, our PlayOnSports.com player of the game. 3 runs batted in again in the game, but the last one, the biggest, and Hanford West, your champion. We'll be back wrapping up here on the postgame in just a few moments, folks. Please stay with us. Jeff Kurtz back with you here on PlayOnSports.com. Wrapping up from Hanford West High School, rejoined by my broadcast partner, Greg Olivier. Greg, a walk-off base hit to win the ball game. You couldn't ask for any more than that.
No, not really. You really couldn't. It was just an excellent game. The fact that
it left us speechless. You left us speechless.
I'm sorry. Yeah, the fact that you get down by 1 run going in the top of the inning, and your whole dreams of winning a championship could be shattered in that moment. But to have the fortitude to come out and say, hey, you know what, we're not going to lose. We're going to come back and win this game any way possible, and that's what Hanford West did today.
Aaliyah Barraza with the biggest hit of her young life, just a sophomore. A big win for Sadie Patlin. A tough loss for Garces. They're on the road against a perennial power in Hanford West. Almost got it done. Couldn't quite get over the hump. Disappointing for them, but really nothing to be ashamed of. A fantastic season for the Rams.
Absolutely not. Just a great season overall for them. And they have a lot of players going on, continuing doing big things here. I know they wanted to shut this chapter of their high school career with a win, but hey, you're moving on. Nothing to be ashamed about at all in this game. It was a great game.
Well, that's going to do it here for us folks at Hanford West High School. The Huskies, a big winner. They take it 9-8 in 8 innings to take the Division II title. I'd like to thank Justin Gorley, our cameraman today. For my broadcast partner, Greg Olivier, I am Jeff Kurtz saying so long until tomorrow, folks. We got baseball coming your way from the Central Section. If it's anything like this game, you'll want to join us for all 5 of those here on your destination for high school sports in the Central Section Championships. PlayOnSports.com. Good night, everybody.